the tape. We do a little bit different around here.
We ain't gonna play. We ain't gonna play. Shut up and grind the tape.
Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play. We ain't gonna play. Them dogs in your face.
Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play. We ain't gonna play. Shut up and grind the tape.
Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play. We ain't gonna play. Them dogs in your face. Shut up and grind.
Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape.
The tape. Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Shut up and grind. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape.
The tape.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro.
The tape.
UGA game day, boy, we ball out. Pull up with the whole conference in the doghouse. Leave them 6 feet, see me on the win streak. All-star status, go coach and the bench deep. Offense on 10, how we run it? Your best ain't nothing, we gon' send them boys punting. Black and red, got them dead on arrival. Defense hunker down for the tie. Hey, you don't want it with the dogs. Found guy on it, you don't want it with my dog. Break it down, play by play, that's the day-to-day. They know we ain't come to play, boy, it's UGA. Kirby smart, I cannot play the fool. Back to back, we did not come to lose. Back to back, like we got something to prove. Pay your dues, dog nation on the move. What's up?
We do a little bit different around here.
We ain't gonna play, we ain't gonna play. Shut up and grind the tape.
The tape. The tape.
We ain't gonna play, we ain't gonna play. Them dogs in your face.
Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play, we ain't gonna play. Shut up and grind the tape.
Shut up. Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play, we ain't gonna play. Them dogs in your face. Shut up and grind.
Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape.
The tape. The
Shut up
tape.
and grind.
Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Shut up and grind. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape. Shut up and grind. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro.
Shut up. The tape.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to MBR, or as we like to call it around here, Nothing But Rants, the show where I find topics that I'm oddly passionate about and I pontificate upon them. These are not hot takes, but rather takes that I'm hot about. What's up? You like that? You really like that?
Let's shut up and grind some tape.
To tell my audience, because they've been asking about it and they've been demanding, hey, where's this at? And I told these people today, eventually I'm gonna have to say, I can't give them this because you're limiting access. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to an absolutely loaded show tonight. We got a great one for you. It's Wednesday, which means we've got What If Wednesday for you guys. We got best bets coming tonight. I'm going to wear a glove for like the third week in a row.
Dude, I got to wear one too.
That's all right. First time. Welcome to the club with the Glove Club. Yeah, but don't worry. I got my own best bets too. I got a 3-leg parlay this week. It's making me tingle a little bit. It might be the caffeine,
dude,
but this 3-leg parlay, it's going to hit. I'm telling you right now, it's going to hit like you know what. We're going to take a look at some Heisman opportunities this weekend is what we're going to call these. A lot of guys playing in some big-time football games might have an opportunity to put themselves maybe at the top of a now very open Heisman race. We also got keys to the upsets tonight, as you can see by the title of tonight's show. But I want to start tonight's show with an absolute thank you and a congratulations to us. 70K, boys. How about it? 70K on the way to 100K. Here's the deal, okay? Here's the deal. I'm going to challenge our audience to some real hardcore guerrilla marketing tactics, all right? And I'm going to reward this as well, all right? Every single week, every Thursday to conclude the stream, we will give away one free shirt of choosing, free merchandise to the certified ball knower who goes above and beyond to market and advertise this network, okay? So however you so choose, you best go out and do it, all right? We'll give out free merchandise for it. What do you think about that, boys?
I like it. There's nothing wrong with free.
Nothing wrong with free.
My favorite word.
And all I'm asking is that you just put us somewhere, right? Or tell a fine story of how you spread the good news of a ball knower and a place of ball knowledge like this place right here. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, like, subscribing, rating, reviewing, firing off in the chat, all that good stuff. We got an absolute slammed show for you guys tonight. I want to open tonight's show, boys, the actual content of tonight's show with top 10 quarterbacks.
Ooh, let's hear this.
Yeah, hot and spicy. Hot and spicy. Seems like everybody's all up in arms every once in a while when I release these quarterback rankings. So let's get after it. Which one you want first? You want the SEC rankings or you want the national college football rankings?
Let's build to the nationals. Let's go SEC first.
You want to tease and then please? I feel you, my brother. Top 10 quarterbacks in the Southeastern Conference. Number 10, Trinidad Chambliss. Playing
Already?
good football.
Off of
Starting
what?
bro. Off 2 starts.
Oh, is that
I know.
2 starts?
Off 2 starts, but that's some explosive football. And here's the deal. You prevent turnovers, or if you avoid turning the football over in Lane Kiffin's offense, you going to put up buku numbers. Not only that, this guy has really, I think, transcended their run game, or at least completely changed the explosivity factor of their run game. Give me some Trinidad Chambliss at number 10. Number 9, this is a pure traits, and boy, he handsome and look good doing it. Bo Pribula. Have you been watching the Pribula spin it?
A little bit.
Every now and then.
Little frantic, little 8, doing too much. Let's tone it down a little bit. But I think Bo Pribula is going to have a game or two this year where he's ripping it for about 365 versus an SEC opponent. Watch out. Bo Pribula got all the traits in the world and just really getting more and more experience, right? Really getting an opportunity to play extended minutes for the first time in his career. Number 8, Marcel Reed, a football player going up against a big test this weekend in Auburn. Number 7, Diego Pavia playing great ball. That dude's chunking it. I know most people think they're like a option offense, get ready for some ground and pound, 4 yards in a cloud of dust. That dude's throwing bombs this year out there at Vandy. Number 6, Gunnar Stockton. Number 5, Ty Simpson. A little battle from my heart this weekend with the quarterback rankings with these two guys. Number 4, Garrett Nussmeier. I'm still holding the stock. I probably will all year long. Like people, whatever you think about Garrett Nussmeier, just know that I love him. So don't come up in here with the hatred for the Nuss bus. I'm riding it, front seat. Number 3, Taylor Green. Playing great ball.
Wow.
A walking 400 yards a game.
Yeah.
Do you know he's 4th in the SEC in rushing? How about that?
Really?
In rushing yards per game, Taylor Green's top 4. Yeah. And plays quarterback. Number 2, and still throwing for 335 yards a game. Number 2, Joey Aguilar. Number 1, John Mateer. Now, John Mateer is going to go into a separate category next week. We're going to call it the Terminated category. I'll be back. That's where he'll be. That's where he'll be next week. And then everybody will bump up and coincide.
So I'm curious to see who will jump into that number 10 role after John Mateer, obviously.
You know, Lenore Sellers and Jackson Arnold dropped off the SEC top 10s list here on the Film Guy Network. I put down the spoon.
Man, that's what I was going to say is just imagining showing someone this top 10 quarterbacks list 4 weeks into the season. There's no Arch Manning. There's no DJ Lagway. There's no Lenore Sellers. I think the immediate reaction from someone who hadn't seen what has happened this season would be like, well, then quarterback play in the SEC is just garbage all around. Nobody's playing good right now.
No, they got some dudes spinning
Quite
it
the opposite.
and putting up absolute numbers right about now. I'm going to put numbers on this fly by the end of the day. But no, yeah, you're right. Those 3 names particularly, Arch Manning, DJ Lagway, and
Lenore's.
And Lenore's. Like for me, for Lenore's not to be a top 10 quarterback at this point. I said on Twitter today, I was still drafting. I'll still draft him and hope he's Michael Thick.
You haven't put the spoon down yet.
I haven't fully put the spoon down. I put the spoon down at South Carolina.
Yeah, that's
for
fair.
now. I stole your take. I've been on so many podcasts today. I waited for you to leave, and I also waited for you to tell me you weren't going to come into the studio today to steal your Virginia Tech Shane Beamer take. It's mine now. Now, I accredited you in the midst of it, but I can't stop thinking about that. I cannot stop thinking about the idea that Feet for Free Beamer might be up in Blacksburg within like 6 months.
Could be.
Blows my mind.
It's between him or Saban, apparently.
Huh?
Oh, yeah.
What'd you say?
Saban's going to Oklahoma State.
There was a report that...
Oh, we're doing that?
Nah, I mean, it was a joke, but...
I think the idea that Saban going to Virginia Tech's just as crazy as Ohio State fans thinking that Mike Vrabel was going to leave the New England Patriots head coach's job to be their DC.
That is true.
That did happen.
Yes.
That was insane. Let's get into the national list, boys. Starting with a little ICU. All right, these are OLI guys. These are guys I'm paying attention to. I see you balling. You're playing good football. Also, could be a category of I'm gonna see you about you this weekend, which is where Julian Sayin fits for me. He's playing really highly efficient football right now, But let's go see. First road start in the Big Ten. I know it's Washington, but Washington's playing really, really explosive football offensively. You're going to have to score points this weekend. All right, so we'll see about you. Malik Washington played great football out there at Maryland, but it is still very young for him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're still we're throwing every other ball on the turf. So every one throw is like, woo, and then the other one's like, whoa. You know, that kind of thing going on with Malik right about now. So watching that one. And Dylan Lonergan was the top 10 guy for me last week. We're moving him down a little bit. Questions about the shirt. It says ice baths and ibuprofen. It's available on the merchandise store. One of these fabulous shirts that you can get if you win Certified Ball Knower of the Week. How about that? Where are we at on this list? Let's go to number 10, Dylan Raiola, Nebraska, playing good ball. Playing good ball. He's playing professional quarterback. Okay. Playing on time. Playing it, I would say, we've been watching him for a while play ahead of time. I felt like last year as a true freshman, he was just elite.
I feel like he's playing the most efficient football right now. It's
Correct.
not necessarily going to take the top off. You don't necessarily fear him, but you're not going to get anything out of him. You're not going to really get turnovers. You're not going to get mistakes. You're not going to get misses.
You ever seen Major League 2?
I have not. I've seen the first one.
You seen when Buddy hits the home run and then runs down the sideline like that one?
Mm-hmm.
That's what Josh Hoover reminds me of every time he plays football. At that point, that dude plays football like he got big ojones. Josh Hoover, number 9. Number 8, Jay Maeva playing great ball.
He is.
Jay Maeva playing really, really quietly great ball out there, and they got a run game.
This is the first time a Lincoln Riley quarterback has played well, not even well, good, and it's gone under the radar. Like, it seems like anytime a Lincoln Riley quarterback is playing well, he's got Heisman buzz, or he's won the Heisman. I mean, even last year when Miller Moss had a good start to the season, people were like, hey, this guy could really be something here.
Ride the Maeva for Heisman train. Give me a take and then take it to Twitter. That USC ravenous fan base going to make you go viral real quick.
Here's the problem. Ravenous? No. Here's the problem, though. I don't believe in USC yet. Lincoln Riley hasn't done enough for me to think that this is going to be a formidable team.
It's really his lack of barbecue skills that you don't like, let's be honest. Now, I got a top tight 7. I think this 7 is going to percolate all season and kind of move around, but I don't think these guys are going to leave this top 10 list. Start with Nuss at 7, Taylor Green at 6, Sawyer Robinson playing great football, the big mother chucker, as we call him on this network. Number 4, Carson Beck. Dante Moore moved up to number 3 for me. Number 2, Joey Aguilar, and then John Mateer.
So you had Sagatulli on your list last week. What happened to him?
Oh, you didn't see?
Oh, I did, but
oh yeah, we had it. We had our freshman woes.
Yeah,
we went on the road, chunked it 40 times for 200 yards and a couple picks. It's gonna happen to everybody.
Now, did you make a separate category once again for Haynes King and Thomas Castellanos?
Correct. Them's ball players. Them's over here. Them's I'm gonna die today out here for my team guys over there. We love them.
I'm honestly a little outraged at this, to be honest.
Yeah?
Yeah, I am. I think you should throw the whole list away and you have to make a whole nother graphic.
Ready to be mad.
Oh, yeah, I'm really
Some would
mad.
say fell into some rage bait.
Oh, that's what it is, rage bait?
I'm not saying allegations. I'm not saying I would ever purposely leave off a potential Heisman candidate and future first round draft pick who I love the ability to spin the hell up out the pill. I would never leave somebody off on purpose to perhaps create some engagement. Would never.
Well, I hope that's the case because Fernando Mendoza deserves to be on this list, probably deserves to be in the top 5 right now.
No. Illinois is fraud. Indiana,
fraud.
Not real. Indiana, not real. Kirk Cignetti, you hear this today. Y'all aren't real.
Did you watch last weekend?
Nope.
Well, buddy, just go check out the box scores, all right? How about that?
All right, let me peel back the curtain here. Kirk Cignetti, I'm hoping he calls me out in a press conference.
Oh, you're trying to chase clout.
I mean, honestly, it's probably been good for some people's business, the fact that Nebraska fans are just absolutely irate about some of their takes about their quarterback. I'm trying to get me some of these Hoosier fans to take the bait. I got a couple of them.
Yeah, deservingly so.
I mean, dude, I've been out here talking about why did Mendoza not get stolen 2 years ago? We've been riding the Doza train.
Yeah,
we know about the Doza train. All right. If you haven't already noticed, the boys over here are already hella distracted because the injury news report just dropped over on SEC injury report. So, you know what? I might dump the clip on some what ifs, or should I dump the clip on? Oh, no. I'm going to dump the clip on my best bets right now. Guys, I am 9-15 currently on the actual show's best bets, where these guys, I'm just absolutely horrible. You should fade me. Definitely fade me. When we actually get to the best bet segment here in just a minute, and he makes me pick the real games this week, stay the hell up away from me. But I am currently 3-2 on Brooks is going to try to not suck at gambling. So here we go. I got a 3-leg parlay for you. I'm calling this the 6.5 point favorite parlay. They're way better than a touchdown than their opponent parlay today. Here we go. BYU minus 6.5 on the road at Colorado. Come on. The Cougars going to go in there and smack that around just a little bit, at least for more than a touchdown. Give me BYU by 10 and a very safe cover by a field goal. You're going to feel decent about it at the end of that one. My Cyclones a 6.5 point favorite over Buddy from San Jose State. Get out of here. My Cyclones rolling this weekend. Iowa State minus 6.5. We love it. We don't like it. We love it. And then my third leg of this 6.5 point parlay going to be a little bit freaky on Friday night with the Florida State Seminoles. Can you, son, stop sneezing in the middle of a fire? Take Florida State 6.5 at Virginia. The Who's ain't that good. Give me Florida State minus 6.5 on
Bro's
Friday
acting
night.
like I can control whether or not I sneeze.
I mean, you can damn sure control whether or not you're going to wear facial protection when you go cut the grass. We live in we live in Georgia, dude. There's all kinds of fungus out there in your grass.
Fungus?
I don't know what it is that causes your nose to be doing that.
No. I'm back, by the way. Those sound like pretty good picks. I wouldn't make it a parlay, guys, because you're 3-2 so far. So
Nah.
you can't fade a parlay.
But, hey, chase the dragon this weekend. Let's go.
That Florida State game's interesting.
Yeah, it's a Friday night frenzy.
There's always
ACC Friday nights get a little freaky.
that might be. Is that the new Pac-12 After Dark, where it's like it's such a niche?
No, the new Pac-12 After Dark's the Big 12.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is very true. But no, these Friday night ACC games have gotten very interesting, and especially with Virginia Tech. Last year, the Miami game, obviously, where Virginia Tech should have won, and the ACC made some phone calls to save them, but you know. Well, I'm over that.
It happened a couple times, I feel like.
Dude,
last year.
they were trying. So they were
That
like,
Cal targeting, non-targeting thing was like real weird.
so weird.
The Vodtech ending was very weird. You're correct on that one. All for Syracuse to get you. You know? Tech to get you,
The
and then
curse was real.
Syracuse to get you. The hurt is real. Are you back? Are you back in action?
Yeah, I'm back
Is
now.
there anything we need to stop the show about right now? Anything on there?
Nah.
We can get to it in the local?
Yeah.
All right, we'll get to it in the local with regards to the injury report news. So pay attention there and stay locked in on that one. Guys, let's get on to best bets. What is the actual slate this weekend of best bets, boys? And where is my
hang
glove?
on,
Let's get the gloves. Hold on. Stop the broadcast. We've got to get punishment gloves.
got mine.
Haven't been on this side of it yet.
All merchandise
or actually-
the link in the description. Okay.
But you know what, honestly, Jay, well, I went 3-2 last week, so if a winning record gets me the glove, I'll take it.
Yeah, by the way, 5-0 for yours truly
You
last
did- you
week.
had a really good
So I know it looks like I'm doing poorly because I'm 500 right now, but we're on the up right now. Just want you to know that.
All right, so Kirby, this is your first punishment. This is your first op wearing the glove. You got to understand, when we got the gloves on, we're just meme farming. Okay?
I
So
understand,
do
don't
your
worry.
best. I don't know what to do with my hands. You meme farm with your hands. That's what you do. Okay? So let's get after it. What do you got for me?
All right, first game of the slate, USC minus 6.5 at Illinois.
Oh, boy.
Say what now?
USC minus 6.5 at Illinois.
You can't get up off the mat. Give me the Trojans. Give me the Trojans.
See, this is a very weird one because we thought Illinois was a pretty good football team, and then they got their teeth kicked in by Indiana. We don't really know if USC is a good football team yet, but Jayden Maiev is playing good enough football.
Well balanced.
Yes.
Well balanced out there at USC.
I'm going to trust that USC covers this. But my hand is perfectly invisible.
Come on, man.
Don't worry, they can see it.
I'm going to go on the flip side. I think I'm going to take Illinois plus 6.5.
It's not a bad pick, but I don't feel confident in either one. But
Did you fade me last week?
I did on a couple of them.
And I like mid-show, you had something picked, and you're like, "Ooh, this."
Well, there
guy
was
sucks.
one game where it was a toss-up, and then after you picked, I was like, okay, well, then I'm just going to go the opposite way, and it worked out for me. Don't change your pick. We're locked in. We're going to go to game number 2.
Might be a decent strategy. What's game number 2, Jonathan?
LSU at Ole Miss. Now, I had these locked in yesterday, so this might have changed, but when I looked yesterday, it was Ole Miss minus 1.5.
Ole Miss minus 1.5.
I can get an updated one for this.
You know what? Either way, I'm taking the under.
Yeah.
Give me the Tigers.
Oh, I wanted to pick LSU.
Give me the Tigers.
Ole Miss minus 1.5 is a. I'm gonna fade Brooks.
No. I think I picked LSU to win this game 2017. I don't trust Brian Kelly. I trust Lane Kiffin way more than I trust Brian Kelly. Is that
perfect.
crazy?
No.
Is that crazy to say?
It's not crazy. I think
Especially
they're both
at home.
I think they're both fairly untrustworthy.
Give me the Rebels.
I've got LSU winning this game in an absolute shootout, so give me LSU plus the 1.5.
I predicted that Ole Miss would win this game, and I'm dang sure taking Lane Kiffin coaching against his daughter's boyfriend this week at home. Give me the Rebels, minus 1.5.
Attacking weeks.
Number 3, we got Auburn at Texas A&M. The Aggies are favored by 6.5.
Ooh. This is the classic A&M squander a game type of thing, though. So I'm wondering, what do you have to say, Brooks? What's your pick?
What game are we talking about?
We're talking about Auburn at Texas A&M. The Aggies are favored by 6.5.
I like the Aggies to win, the Tigers to cover. Can we get a Texas game on this slate so we can give some of that and meme farm that? Or can we just
Soon
go ahead
you
and give
can.
some of that? What are some other ones that we can do with this?
I don't know.
The positives for you Horn fans. Where's
I'm-
Splendid Daddy at?
I'm not well versed in my college football hand gestures, if I do say so myself.
It's also hard to do. Like, the TCU one's hard to do.
Yeah. The Horns. That's really the only other one.
I'm going to
Vols.
take Auburn to cover, though, in this one. Even I picked Auburn to win this game, so that certainly helps. But I think even if Texas A&M were to win this game, I think it's close. So I'm going to say that Auburn covers 6.5.
I'm going to go Texas A&M here. I think that Auburn's offense is good enough to score the points, but at the end of the day, I think the home field advantage is going to play a factor. I see Auburn losing this game by like a touchdown.
Now, this game has kind of shifted and moved quite a bit. When I had it on the slate for us, it was Tennessee minus 6.5 at Mississippi State.
I call this one the I just figured out my superpowers meme.
So
What's the game?
What's your prediction?
Tennessee at Mississippi State, the Volunteers minus 6.5.
That line is so weird. Why does it keep falling?
I think they just think it's going to be both teams score a lot. It's Vegas doubting Tennessee's defense.
Give me the balls.
I'd almost say this is the lock of the week for me. I'd say Tennessee covers the 6.5.
I think Tennessee covers the 6.5 as
But
well.
it is a weird line. It seems like Vegas always knows something, but I feel
Now, if
pretty
it's at
confident in that one.
8.5, I'm feeling a little less good about that, but I think 6.5 is plenty.
All right, final one. One of the biggest games of the entire weekend. Oregon at Penn State. The Nittany Lions favored by 3.5.
Never rooted for a football team so hard. Give me the Ducks.
I unfortunately also am going to root for the Ducks because until you prove me wrong, James Franklin, I am picking against you. And the fact that I get Oregon plus points here, it's good value.
Yeah, getting Oregon plus points here, riding with the boy Dan Lanning, and them in enemy territory. Oregon plus 3.5 for that one as well.
Quack.
That's it. That is best bets
I
of the
do
week.
not feel good about those best bets.
It's some tough lines this week, that's for sure.
This is the first week where I'm like, oh, things could get ugly.
As you can tell by my 9-15 record, fade the homie. All right, just do that, and you'll be all right.
That's
this
the
weekend.
problem, dude. We had a lot of the same lines.
No, you'll be all right.
All right.
Where are we going next? You want to map out some upsets?
I think that's a great after we just covered some of those lines and how they're kind of shady.
They are so weird.
It's a weird week.
And there's some more that we really didn't even talk about in that segment.
What do you got for me?
How about Notre Dame at Arkansas?
So, we're trying to create a recipe for Notre Dame losing this game on the road. Continue to not be able to defend the pass.
Yeah, that'd be a start.
And Taylor Green's pretty daggone good, man.
By the way, it's Notre Dame minus 4.5.
I don't know. I just don't love some of the ways we found to lose football games at Arkansas.
Yeah,
the
that's
last couple
why.
weeks, man.
That's why, Arkansas have it. Like, I think for Arkansas to really be in this game, I think that you got to jump out on these guys quickly. Like, the offense has to really be firing early on because the way that you've lost these games, it's so hard to you're talking about get off the map for Illinois. Like, I think that's the same thing for Arkansas right now in the fashion that you lost to Ole Miss and the fashion that you lost to Memphis as well. I think that you really got to get the offense going, get some explosives. Taylor Green's got to make some big plays, really get the crowd into it, and kind of make Notre Dame feel like they got to catch up, because I don't think that's how Notre Dame wants to play. They certainly don't with what their offense is with Jeremiah Love and the running back room that they have. So if you make Notre Dame play catch-up ball and it becomes one of those style of football games where which quarterback is just going to toss it around the field the best, that's how Arkansas is going to win this game.
That's definitely the avenue for it. I think that Notre Dame's DBs have shown you they're susceptible enough this season. We thought that coming into the season that they have a secondary probably one of the best in the country. Hasn't looked that way so far. Arkansas, on the other hand, has really been able to throw the football. Taylor Green's an incredible dual-threat quarterback. It could get very, very hairy for Notre Dame in this game. So that's why I think that. And by the way, you're on the road. CJ Carr might not perform as well. If it does get into a point where you're trying to get into a shootout with Arkansas, it favors them.
Sam Pittman's got a couple of these random big wins, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's how he survives.
He does it at Texas. He did it at Texas A&M one time.
He did it to Texas back in 2020, did he? Or 2021?
Yeah, one of those years, I believe so.
At home?
I don't know.
They stormed the field, dude.
Yeah.
That was a jukebox game.
Yeah, you're right.
So they have one of these every once in a while. So, I mean, the key to the actual winning of this game, though, is laying at the feet of Taylor Green. I personally, and I think everyone here agrees, Taylor Green is individually special enough to win a football game like this.
Oh, I believe that 100%. And he's on the team where, that is very likely to happen, because that's how they have to win these games. I mean, they were in a fist fight with Texas last year, late in the season. I mean, they were finding a way to make those tight football games. I don't see any reason why this couldn't be one of those and where the Hogs come out on top.
I liked Arkansas's defense a lot more when they were a 3-3-5, just like do a bunch of havoc stuff.
Yeah.
They don't seem to be that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. What's our next one?
Ohio State at Washington. You want to talk about a line that has moved a lot?
Sneaky.
This is one of them. I don't know if this is true, but I saw where someone said this line opened at 13.5 and is closed to like 6.5 or 7.5, I believe.
Very weird.
We talked about it last night. This is a top 3 football team that's gone like very, very quiet the last 3 weeks of college football.
They have.
No one's talking about them. No one's really paying attention to them. Now, they've kind of, I'm not going to say dominated their slate as of late, but they've just handled it like Ohio State should. They haven't been putting up 70 like some of these, Power 4 teams seem to be doing. They did?
They beat Grambling.
They
beat Grambling 70-0.
70-0. And then the next week was kind of mediocre versus Ohio. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was 37-9 against Ohio.
Yeah, so that's what it is.
Haven't been playing bad enough to get moved anywhere, but haven't been playing like, oh, this is the best team in college football.
This is the danger for me, in my opinion, for Ohio State is Washington has been way more explosive this year than Ohio State has. Like even like against the opponents that they've played so far outside of Texas, Washington ranks 12th in the country for 20-plus yard plays. Ohio State ranks 90th. They are struggling to like push the ball down the field quickly, and this one being at Washington, that would scare me a little bit coming into this matchup.
Washington's got a couple of key injuries, something to pay attention to in this football game. But if you're Washington trying to get out of here with a win, the recipe is simple. You're obviously going to score points, I think. Mm-hmm. You're offensively capable of putting up 28 to 30 points against what I believe to be one of the nation's best defenses in Ohio State, right? I don't think you do that on the road. I think at home you have an opportunity to put up, 4 or 5 scoring possessions in this football game. The way to win it, though, is you're going to have to get some free ones back from them. So you're going to have to turn Julian Sayin over somehow, some way, right? So I would risk early on in the football game maybe doing some disguises or figuring out a way to maybe pressure him or do something to create a young quarterback, I'm on the road, first-time mistake. If y'all have an opportunity to turn him over quickly and then, bang, pop him with a score, that's the only chance I see you of actually, winning a football game that is obviously going to be overpowered in terms of talent. It's going to be tilted. The field will be in this one.
Yeah, I mean, Julian Sayin, while he hasn't, like we said, lit up the world the last few weeks, he has been a very efficient quarterback. I think that's something that you're going to have to stop. The best way I see Washington getting to this avenue is, like you said, turning the ball over, but also scoring points explosively on there. And I don't think you're going to be able to sit here and have these 7, 8, 9 play drives where you just cram the rock down Ohio State's throat. You got to get busted plays when you can and take advantage of them. Try to get 20 points out of that alone and hope that Julian Sayin makes a mistake, given the fact that this will be his first road start.
Am I being comped in the chat? By the way, the ADD is crazy tonight. Am I being comped in the chat to a Goonies character that isn't the round-faced chubby kid?
Are you being
you don't want to be
sloth?
You don't want to be comped to anyone else.
Are you being comped to Sloth?
I don't know who I'm being comped to, but every time that reference has ever been thrown at me, it's the chubby kid. Is it something else? If it's anybody other than the chubby kid, I'm taking that as a dub. I don't even care.
No, you are not.
No, I am. I'm taking that as a I've lost weight dub.
Just Google, hey, you guys, Goonie character.
That's what I'm saying. Sloth.
Okay. Is that unfortunate?
Go, let's get a live reaction here from Brooks.
Just go ahead and Google that while we keep talking about this game. I think something interesting about this Ohio State team so far through the first few weeks of the season is that obviously Jeremiah Smith, leading receiver.
That person must not like me.
Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah, Jeremiah Smith leading the team in receiving yards, obviously, and Carnell Tate also doing his part, but you haven't seen much from the rest of the wide receiver group. Maybe that'll start picking up a little bit now that you're getting into conference play.
Seeing neck down, Buddy's kind of swole.
Oh, he's big. He's strong.
Buddy's kind of jacked.
We just need to see you in suspenders and a Superman shirt, and we'll get the full comp.
Buddy is entirely deformed.
Do you like Rocky Road ice cream?
All right. Where are we at?
Talking about how Washington can beat Ohio State.
And I was discussing how you haven't seen, outside of Tate and Smith, you really haven't seen any other names in the Ohio State wide receiver room like really step up. And I feel like that's something that Ohio State has always been great at, is they always have a true number one wide receiver in their offense, but it's also because they have an entire like room of wide receivers that have been really solid for them and step up and make big plays. Might need to see a few more names step up this weekend. If they don't, that might get you into some trouble.
Next game?
Next game that we have on our schedule is Indiana -7.5 versus Iowa.
I mean, this is the classic. The path for Iowa to upset you has always been the same. I feel like it's been the exact same my entire life. Sloppy defense gets you into an absolute mud fight to where you look up and it's, oh man, Iowa's only down 13-16 in the fourth quarter against Indiana, and they might get that final drive to force overtime or score a touchdown. This is how Iowa beats teams.
How about Iowa scored 38 points last week with 340 yards of total offense?
Insanity, an anomaly.
Mathematically seems impossible.
Feels like it, yeah.
Again, 38 points, 340 total yards of offense. They threw the ball 18 times. How? Short fields, special teams, yuck. That's how.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like you're saying, Kirby, the way that Iowa pulls off an upset is the same way it's always been, but it's also because these two offenses and teams want to play two different styles of football. Like Indiana wants to put the pedal to the floor the entire game, score 50 points, and they're okay if they walk out of there with a 52-44 dub, whereas Iowa would be happy to go out and play a game without a football. They would just go beat each other up for 4 quarters just for the heck of it, because that's what they want to do. They want to play defense. And if they do that this weekend, if they put Indiana in a box, it's a close game in the fourth quarter, there's certainly an avenue to where they get a defensive turnover and they win the game.
I bet Iowa would be hell in that. They would just recruit all of their wrestlers to come play football. They got great wrestling at Iowa. They just turned it into rugby, a game of leverage, fighting for inches all day. Iowa would be top 10. It'd be elite. What's our next game, Jay Will?
Our next game is Tennessee at Mississippi State.
A lot of cowbell.
Yeah.
A lot of cowbell. In all seriousness, they have to jump on teams, I feel like. The scariest thing in the world for me, if I were a fan of any football team, you say, hey, what is worst case scenario? Just put me in a fan. You're a fan, and this will be the most gutted experience. Oh, easy. Mississippi State down a score. Mississippi State down a score with the ball terrifies me because they're bound to go 3 and out in like 10 seconds, give it right back to the other offense and be down 2 scores. And then guess what they're going to do? They're going to go right back out, play cocaine speed offense, and they're going to go 3 and out again. Might be down 3 scores now. Like it just snowballs on them so quickly. That's why they have to get out to a fast start. They cannot be down 14-0 in this football game because they'll be down 28-7 like that.
I mean, it's how Georgia got back in that game against Tennessee. Tennessee had from the second quarter halfway through the third quarter, they were not getting anything on offense, and then Georgia was getting the ball back rather quickly, and it piles up really fast to the point where Georgia closed the lead going into halftime and then took the lead on the first drive after halftime. So I completely agree with you. If Tennessee does need to get in front of these teams and they need to stay there, I think it's just that Mississippi State hopes and prays it's a close shootout for the entire
I think there's
game.
also an avenue, though, where we get Joey Aguilar uncomfortable and you force him into some turnover situations. This will be his first SEC road start. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
Yeah, you're right.
This will be his toughest road start since Clemson against App State.
Right, and again, Davis Wade Stadium, a lot of respect for it, respect the Cowboys. It's not the most daunting environment in the SEC, but it's also not an easy place to play. It's a very unique environment that you have to get used to. We've seen it get teams before. So I think that you can also hope that, hey, maybe Joey Aguilar is going to give us 2 extra possessions here because we have seen the turnover stats. We have seen that he puts the ball at risk. He had two turnovers against Georgia. He had more turnover-worthy throws. So I think that's also an avenue here where Mississippi State can steal some possessions and they don't necessarily have to win a shootout.
We talked about it pre-show, and we've actually got one of these SEC analytical departments running this down. SEC first-time road starts. What is the record of those quarterbacks? I bet it ain't good. And I told the boys, I am of the belief, and I think it would be a good, firm, solid, idiom. We're just going to stick by this, and we're going to stand by this. It's going to be a staple of our analysis. You are not an SEC SEC quarterback until you win a game on the road. You're just
fine
not.
With that.
You're good with that?
I'm fine with that.
I don't even think we can stamp you as certified or able to get it done until you go do it. So until you win a road start in this conference, you're just projection.
So are you taking Joey Aguilar off your top 10?
No, because I'm projecting he's going to do it.
Okay.
But we aren't confirming you as good until you go on the road and win a game.
There's also something to be said about going on the road and playing one of these not necessarily big-time SEC brand environments, because I think that's a big reason why Georgia goes to Kentucky so often and lays an egg. It's just a sleepy environment usually, and I think that Mississippi State is kind of one of these where it doesn't feel like your normal SEC road trip.
A little sleepy environment?
Yeah.
A little bit of a sleeper.
Absolutely.
Shout out to our friends over at Sleeper, the best place to get in on the action with daily fantasy and prop plays. If you use promo code Brooks today, you'll get a 100% deposit match over there. And what's great about Sleeper is it's awesome fantasy sports, a real money gaming app focused on bringing people together through sports and gaming. Sleeper has become one of the fastest organically growing fantasy platforms in the world. Again, head over there today, use promo code Brooks. You'll get a 100% deposit match up to $100 over there on Sleeper. Jonathan, is there any more of these upset games we need to talk about? There's one Friday night, is there not?
Yes, that's the last one on my list. I have Florida State at Virginia. This is also one of those weird lines. I think it's Florida State minus 7.5. Now, reminder, this is Miami on a Friday night going to Virginia Tech last year. Was it at Virginia Tech?
It was at Virginia Tech. It was
at Virginia Tech on a Friday, and coincidentally was the same week of the Georgia-Alabama game last year. Now, Miami ultimately won that game, but they actually didn't because that was a bogus call at the end. Virginia Tech absolutely won that game. So perhaps it repeats this year, but this time it's Florida State, a different school in Florida, and Virginia, a different school in Virginia.
So one of these matchups where I'm like, what does Vegas know?
Yeah.
Vegas, and I know we're talking about this a lot tonight, it seems, with some freaky lines, but what does Vegas know about the Who's?
Maybe Virginia has had really good success against offenses like this.
I really don't. I mean, Virginia is 3-1 here. I know that they've kind of been the proverbial punching bag of the ACC for a long time, but they've got a solid squad. I also think that we might just be seeing a overcorrection from Vegas as to thinking how good Florida State is. I mean, they've hung up 70 on 2 bad teams. They've handled business. They're far and away better than what they were last year. But are we all convinced right now? Is this really the 8th best team in the country, or are they just that because they beat Alabama in week 1 and destroyed teams in the last 2 weeks?
Now, I will say Virginia is allowing just an average of 3.3 yards per carry on the ground this season.
Who they played?
I don't know who they played. Let's see.
Because aren't they 3-1?
Yeah.
They are 3-1, yes.
Give me that pulled real quick. I do want to address the Sammy Ibrahim super chub. Says, going to the game of the year this weekend, Rutgers, the Fighting Scarlet Knights, on the road at Minnesota. My boy Sammy going to be rowing the boat this weekend. How about that? Hey, watch out for the magic elixir. Okay, stay away. All right, if Jim Jones shows up on the biggest mega screen and they start handing out free supplements and free drinks, stay away. Okay, the magic elixir from PJ Fleck is not for you. It's only for his players to get extra confident when they're in a down tick. Watch out for it.
So Virginia has played Coastal Carolina, who they beat 48-7. They lost to NC State 35-31. They beat William and Mary 55-16, and then they beat Stanford 48-20.
So back to the elixir discussion. Do you think someone listening to this for the first time is like, what in the hell is he talking about?
Probably.
He doesn't remember that PJ Fleck made his entire team drink Sprite and told him it was a magic elixir last year?
Probably.
Or that he makes them stand up and give him a standing ovation every time he walks in the room? Or that he makes them walk around with a 3-inch binder full of coachisms that they have to memorize? Or that when he asks them how they're doing today, they must say, I'm elite coach. We love PJ Fleck.
You think he still
around here.
does all of these things?
100%. 100%. The real question is, has he upgraded the assistant into a fanner yet? Does the guy have to fan him while he hands grapes, or does he just get to hand him the grapes? That's the real question about PJ Fleck. But he did ask, is anybody ever going to three-peat like the Gophers did?
No.
In the 40s, by the way.
No.
It was the 30s. Late 30s, I believe.
Late 30s into the 40s?
Probably.
No.
But
no.
But going back,
Pre-World War II, probably.
yeah.
Yeah.
Going back to this Virginia game, I think the avenue here is just make Thomas Castellanos the least important player on that offense, or the least threatening player on that offense, but because of what he's able to do with his legs has clearly become issues, and he has a rocket of an arm as well. But if you can take away the legs, I think you can make Florida State one-dimensional. I don't know if they necessarily have the weapons outside to consistently hang up massive amounts of points on you.
I mean, the whole thing around Gus Malzahn's offense for the longest time has always been, what's your eye discipline like on defense? Because it's a lot of smoke and mirrors for him, like a lot of misdirection and making your eyes follow a lot of things.
Got a real high team GPA up there with Virginia.
That is true. So if Virginia has good eye discipline, and that kind of plays into what you're talking about, of if they can kind of nullify Thomas Castellanos' legs a little bit and make him throw the ball on the road for a win, that's certainly an avenue for Virginia to get this upset.
It's still weird, though. I don't get 7.5.
I don't either, but we'll find out. We'll find out on Friday.
Vegas is about to make a lot of money.
All right, it's Wednesday.
Ooh.
What if Wednesday? Let's get it rolling. What you got? What's the first one you got, Christian?
Oh, let's close with What If Wednesday. My bad.
Okay.
Sorry, you're doing a good job of steering the ship while I'm over here, casually giving shouts to H2all, h2all.com, your purchase, your impact. I think we should climax with what If Wednesday, and we should get into this Heisman conversation. A lot of opportunities for guys to kind of put themselves firmly staunched into a Heisman discussion this weekend, especially with John Mateer being thumbless for a couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, John Mateer not being there certainly provides an opportunity for another player to step up and emerge as the front runner, which I think they already have. I think Fernando Mendoza is even climbing up the rankings here. But this is the week where we walk away and go, oh, that was so-and-so's Heisman movie. There's that many marquee matchups going on. If you think about obvious one in Georgia, Alabama, Ty Simpson and Gunnar Stockton, whoever wins that game is going to skyrocket up the Heisman rankings, and people are going to say, hey, going into Athens and winning that game, or finally slaying the Alabama Dragon is going to be a big moment for them. Dante Moore is another one I think you have to pay attention to. If you go into Happy Valley in a wideout against the top 3 Penn State team and you win that game, even if you put up a modest performance, people are going to remember that. And we know that the Heisman Trophy is a popularity contest more than anything, and it's also driven by your moments. So this is a massive week for that.
Yeah, I mean, Marcel Reed, I think, has a massive opportunity because people are already really loving up on him so far. And if they dominate Auburn, and it's because that the offense is just that powerful and he looks really good in this game, you're going to have a hard time getting people off of Marcel Reed potentially being the Heisman winner at the end of the season. So, yeah, I think there's just so many marquee matchups, and you talk about guys having to earn these Heisman moments. I think this is a weekend where one of these quarterbacks, or even maybe multiple quarterbacks, have those types of games happen, and then there's a moment late in the fourth quarter where it's like, that dude just had his Heisman moment. Like, that dude is officially one of the top 2 candidates to win this trophy at the end of the year. And when that happens, it's very hard to get them backed off of that. Unless they just have a horrendous outing one weekend. This weekend could really stamp you at the top end of the race.
I mean, by the way, another one to pay attention to. Taylon Green could go nuclear against Notre Dame.
They're not getting 8 wins, though, Kirby.
That's the problem, but
I know.
You could skyrocket into it.
I mean, he's probably the best individual player in college football through 4 weeks, and he will remain that as long as he stays healthy. It's just, I don't know if I don't see them getting. To
No, I agree
a
with you,
winnable
but it is
record.
one of those things where at this point in the season, you might get Tanner Green's a front runner right now until further notice.
Mm-hmm.
So my question to you guys is, Miami has one big game left on their schedule. All right. Now, no offense to Syracuse, my bad. It's at Florida State, October 4th. Have we already seen Ruben Bain's Heisman moments, if he's possible to be in New York?
Probably.
Because he's going to finish the season with the counting stats worthy of putting a defensive player in New York. But his biggest games came in September.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
we're not going to talk about this guy while we talk about all these other position players when we should talk about this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he's going to be rewarded with a top 5 pick, and that's okay. He's going to be worth $100 million one day, and I don't think he's going to care. But it does kind of suck that his biggest football games have already been played, apart from the Florida State game.
Unless over that schedule, he is just absolutely wrecking people.
Like Chase Young breaks the sack record, but doesn't pay for his girlfriend to come to a bowl game.
Yes.
Yeah.
That type of thing where it's just like undeniable of, hey, it might be a crappy opponent, but you have 2.5 sacks, 4 tackles for loss, and 13 tackles in a game or something ridiculous like that. You pay attention to it no matter who the opponent is.
I do think there's going to be some kind of pushback on a guy like Ruben Bain this year just because of what last year's Heisman was. Because it was such an unorthodox winner where Travis Hunter was a defensive and offensive player, and a lot of people felt like he didn't deserve it, felt like he wasn't worthy of it. You are going to see a lot of voters and a lot of fans want to be back to more of a traditional where it's running back, quarterback, and maybe a wide receiver. So I agree Ruben Bain is a top 5 player in college football. I don't know if he's going to be near the Heisman voting by the end of the season.
You had a great take about Gunnar Stockton. I know it's a national hour, but we're talking national voted things. Gunnar Stockton had a Heisman-worthy moment last week, but buddy,
you beat Alabama in Athens.
You put up the same exact stat line and put up 44 points against Alabama.
Dude, you don't even have to put up the same exact style. You have a game-winning drive. You have a marquee play, something like that. Like, people thought Anthony Richardson was going to win the Heisman because he had a really cool play on a 2-point conversion. Anthony Richardson got a top 5 overall pick because of that play. So if you have something like that.
No. He hit the roof in his pro day. That's what got
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Which, by the way, we're trying to complete the ball. I can hit the damn roof, bro.
Andy had a good game against LSU, but no, still. Moments like that are what catapult you into the Heisman conversation. Big wins, big moments, and then having the stats to back it up. So Gunnar Stockton could absolutely put his name
forgot he
in.
did a backflip.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Showed off the athleticism.
Stuff like that.
I can't believe they fell for that.
Well,
and the crazy thing is, not to do NFL stuff, but it is wild to me how the media just like selects some of these darlings and just like talks about. They talked about that Indianapolis GM like he was the next thing, and it's not been well at all.
Well, Danny Dimes is cooking right now.
Yeah, Daniel Jones is cooking up there.
Yeah, the guy they had to go get because the guy they spent the fortune of sucks.
Yeah,
interesting.
Precisely.
All right, I'm good. You can transition us now.
Okay. Well,
I don't know why I suddenly made this night all about you steering the show, and I'm sorry for that, but go ahead.
I mean, we could go into a game of Guess Who again if we want to get some time.
Yeah,
I love this. Yeah,
Okay.
I love when you bring me Guess Who's.
All right. Very similar style to the one that was last week, which was, is this Clemson or is this Florida? This one is a little – I'll give you another good one. Where is it on my list right here? Oh, yeah, here we go. Game of Guess Who. Is it Florida or is it Iowa?
Oh, boy.
Oh.
Or, sorry,
Whoa.
Clemson, Texas last week.
Their offense is that bad?
Florida or Iowa, all right?
You're shitting me.
No.
Okay.
Oh, no.
This team is averaging 22 points per game.
It's that bad?
That's Florida.
I know this because I saw it. It's Florida.
It is Florida. Iowa is averaging 33 points per game this season. So the
Oh,
Gators
my
are being
God.
outpaced by the Hawkeyes so far. Mind you,
I cannot believe it's that bad. I can't believe that Florida offense is so bad. We're doing shtick on, is it Florida or is it Iowa?
Mind you, Billy Napier still holding firm that he's going to keep calling plays right now.
Still standing but 10 toes.
Absolutely.
Spot the ball.
Spot it.
This team is averaging 204 passing yards per game and ranks 87th in the country.
204 passing yards per game. That screams Florida, but
It can't be Iowa. Iowa hasn't thrown for 200 in a game
It screams Florida. It can't be Iowa.
It's got to be Florida.
It is Florida. Iowa ranks 129th and is averaging 137 passing yards per game. So still Iowa in that regard. This defense is allowing an average of 14.5 points per game.
Ooh.
Allowing an average of 14 points. That's Florida.
Hold on. Florida gave up 28 or 26 to Miami.
Mm-hmm. But they gave up like
19 to USF.
Bro, don't try to do
It's
that.
Iowa.
It's Florida.
Iowa is allowing an average of 14.5.
Florida's at like 16.
16 on the dot.
Yeah, close.
This team's quarterback is averaging 8.3 yards per reception.
Huh?
That's Iowa.
One more time?
This team's quarterback is averaging 8.3 yards per reception.
Completion? That is...
Iowa. He doesn't throw it enough.
I don't know, dude. Iowa averaged like 18 yards of completion last week because they only completed 10 balls for 182.
I'm going to go with Iowa on this one.
It is
Iowa.
DJ Lagway.
Jeez. Who's got more?
Gronowski is averaging 10 yards per completion.
Iowa is more explosive in the passing game right now than Florida?
Yes. All right, final one. This offense has produced 13 20-plus yard plays this season, which ranks 101st in the country.
And the team who this isn't is worse than this?
Don't know.
The stat is so damning that it makes me feel like it's Florida. If this was Iowa, we'd be like, yeah,
How is he still the head football coach down here? Is Florida?
Trick question is both. They're tied for 101st in the country for 13 20-plus yard plays.
That's disgusting.
There's your game of guess who of, is it Florida or is it Iowa?
Ew.
Guys, what's even crazier is that it's $21 million to fire him today, to be at the head of all coaching search committees, to be the job available. It costs $21 million to get rid of his butt today. It costs $20 million at the end of the season. They're dragging their feet because the AD doesn't want to look bad. And that's just sad. It's just sad. That guy has refused to give up offensive play calling duties to the detriment of the entire program. They're bad on the recruiting trail right now. They're bad on special teams. They've been bad on special teams the entire time. The only thing he's not involved in is defense, and they fired the wrong guy there. They let Austin Armstrong go, who's leading the top 10 defense in Houston right now, and they're still good somehow, some way. It's crazy to me. Crazy to me.
Games you never thought you'd be playing in 2025.
It's insanity.
All right.
Hey, just keep holding on, though, Scott. Just keep holding on down there, man.
Now we can get into What If Wednesday.
It's making you look even more incompetent. That's what's crazy. Like, you think you're protecting your pride. You're looking even more incompetent by the day, by the hour. What are we talking about?
What If Wednesday? Let's get into it.
What if LSU gets handled by Ole Miss this weekend? I'm talking about like 34-20. Okay? A la the way Ole Miss handled Georgia last year on the road.
Ooh. I think that
know what I
goes,
mean?
Yeah, I mean, that'll go back to, hey, here's the Brian Kelly stinker. We knew you were a fraud. We knew you weren't a title contender.
It makes that Clemson win that doesn't look all that great just incredibly valuable because they won it by the skin of their teeth on the road to start the year. Because, guys, the rest of the schedule is very SEC-able, right? South Carolina at Vandy, Texas A&M at Bama, Arkansas at OU. There's another loss there, big dog. There is somewhere looming a loss on that schedule if we don't get out of here alive, too.
Yeah, it's a big test for LSU, especially knowing that really your win against Clemson really doesn't mean as much anymore, even though it was on the road. Like, that game is losing its value by the minute. So this is now going to be your biggest win of the season if you can pick it up, or it's going to be the biggest indicator of why you're a fraud this season as well. What if Ohio State gets exposed this weekend? And the reason why I say exposed, like they could lose by 7 points, but I say exposed because kind of similar to LSU, that week one win just doesn't look as flashy as it once did. Like after week one, it was like, golly, those are two of the best teams in the country right now, two really good offenses, but two even better defenses. And that's still true. Like both teams still have a really good defense, but kind of knowing what Texas's offense has gone through the first 3 weeks and kind of understanding that maybe that win doesn't look as great right now. Maybe it will later on down the road if Arch Manning and that offense figure some things out and they continue to play consistently. But what if they get exposed of like, oh, you weren't the powerhouse or the best team in college football like we thought you were.
I think it's very viable. I don't think you have to lose that game for that to happen because the body of work that you put out hasn't been all that impressive. Arch Manning has proven to not be that great. Holding him to 7 points wasn't this incredible feat. Yeah, beating HBCU by 70 is great, but other than that, they haven't looked that good. So I think it's very possible. And I think that if it does happen, I think we should just go back to treating Ohio State like a regular top 10 team, which honestly they kind of are
I
right
think
now.
They have.
Even though they have the one by their name, even though they're the top ranked team in the country, even though they're defending national champion, no one's looking at Ohio State like, man, they look like they could repeat this year.
You know, it's a sneaky football game no one's paying attention to or talking about this weekend.
What's that?
What if South Carolina loses to Kentucky this weekend?
Oh,
I think
I don't
the rest
know.
of that schedule is all, like horribly bad.
If South Carolina loses to Kentucky, just go ahead and name Shane Beamer the head coach of Virginia Tech. Just go ahead and do it.
there is
You
an
think he's already first class mailed his flip flops up there?
Might have. I wouldn't doubt it. Just go ahead and stock it up there.
there is an avenue where Shane Beamer finds himself on the hot seat after the season. Which, by the way, is playing out exactly like we saw from the 2023 to 2024.
They just extended him to 2030. I don't think that's or 2034.
Look,
This is the
there's
thing.
a difference between being on the hot seat with the brass and the people that are going to fire you and the hot seat with the fan base.
Correct, but
That
the brass fires you.
Yeah, but that's why the seat warms up.
I think the fan base is more hot about Mike Schuler right now than they are Shane Beamer. So
Definitely.
I don't think all the eyes are on Shane Beamer right now as opposed to, wow, this offense is anemic. What is happening?
I think the bigger buyout to be checking there is if he does leave out of that contract. If he wants to go to Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest what if there. They can't afford to fire him, Kirby. I don't think. They
I
just
agree.
extended him this offseason.
I'm
but
not
you're right. Fan base heat, that will come if they lose this weekend. What if BYU just backhand slaps Colorado this weekend?
I've already stopped paying attention to
Under the
Colorado.
radar.
Who's
Not
playing
even
quarterback?
worth-
Who's playing
so
quarterback
under the
for
radar.
Colorado?
But you know what's crazy? People still on the YouTube algorithms doing absolute numbers talking Colorado football.
Really? So
Hell yeah.
those fans that flooded in during the first 2 years are still bought in, I guess?
Still looking at the algorithm. Still out here YouTubing.
Huh.
Yeah. So I feel like every once in a while, I just got to get a clip in there.
Interesting.
But I don't do it the right way. You got to hype them.
Yeah.
Can't be out here like, what if the Cougars just berate them?
I think
this
it's
weekend?
rage baiting at this point. But no, I've stopped paying attention to Colorado. If that happens, I'll go, oh, this Deion Sanders thing is probably a 3-year rental.
I got one what if I want to save till the end.
Okay.
I haven't given any yet. So what if Notre Dame beats Arkansas by less than 3 points, but Notre Dame wins out on the season? Where you got your one SEC team, you're 0-2 against ranked teams, you escaped against one of the bottom feeders of the SEC, but you're still going to be 10-2.
How many 10-2 SEC and Big Ten teams are there?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is like Notre Dame's season at this point, if they do win this weekend and they win out, it really just depends on what everybody else does because your 10-2 at the end of the year isn't going to be comparable to some of these other 10-2 teams that are trying to fight for a playoff spot. And I know your brand holds a lot of weight. We've noticed that over the years of the sport, but I just don't know if this is the year where the two losses that you had, the big football games that you've been in, you haven't won those. I don't know if it'd be enough to get you into a playoff season.
Yeah, they definitely don't control their own destiny now.
No. I mean, they've got to hope for a bunch of 9-3 SEC and Big Ten teams. Because we know what it's going to be. Like one of those 10-2 SEC possibilities is going to be Texas A&M, who has a road win on you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a tough out. They got to dominate. They got to dominate and then say we had 2 close losses to top 10 football teams who you guys have connoted playoff teams.
Right.
They got to root for Miami to win out. They got to root for A&M to win out, and then they have to dominate out, not just eke by.
All right, here's another one. What if Auburn beats Texas A&M? Do they have a fair argument that they should be a top 15 team?
One more time.
What if Auburn beats Texas A&M on the road, a top 10 opponent? Does Auburn fans and does that team have a fair argument for saying we're a top 15 team? We beat a top 10 team on the road. We barely lost to a team in Oklahoma that we should have beaten that the refs stole from us. We should be undefeated right now.
Yeah, it's true.
And you beat a Baylor team on the road that looks
It's
pretty good.
eating
That's
right now.
That's
You held that offense
yeah
pretty at bay.
a very competitive Big 12 team. So yeah, they would certainly have an argument to say they're a top 15 team if they win this weekend.
Hey, there's a gym franchise that has lost an annual and a daily visitor.
Oh, yeah?
Oh.
Yeah, One Planet Fitness.
Oh.
What's happening there?
There's a former Fire football coach that got $70 million that was seen at a Planet Fitness. They're circling the waters on these jobs.
Oh.
I can't tell you how many people called me telling me Jimbo Fisher's looking for a job. Jimbo Fisher is going to get back into coaching, boys.
Good for him.
The $70 million right off into the sunset work for the ACC network ain't good enough for him. He's going to come back.
In the words of Tim Dillon, I wish him well.
You just quote Tim Dillon.
Sure did.
Tim Dillon's quotable?
Yeah, Tim Dillon's very quotable.
Okay.
Probably not on this show, but
What if we see a good old-fashioned rallying of the troops this weekend from Oklahoma State against Baylor? Because, fired up squad. They had to find out that their head coach, who they love, got fired on social media. Didn't even get the in-person discussion.
Who's that on? Is that on the AD or is that on the head football coach?
I don't know. Probably the AD, I guess.
it's got to be AD.
Because you're leaking that information to someone you know
You're
is going to
right,
report
you're
it. But he got to talk to the team yesterday, told them that they better finish the season strong in the right way. So they got one last fired-up speech from Coach Gundy. They get to head into this weekend against Baylor. What if we see that from the Cowboys?
I always take those games like that with a grain of salt because you could use that as an indictment of like, see, Mike Gundy was the problem. Look how good they're playing without him. But I think that it's going to be one of those sweet, tributes to Mike Gundy, that the fan base and the fans and the players, they're all, rallying around and showing support in this win. And then we'll move on from that. I don't think it's going to necessarily be a bigger storyline than that, or at least I don't think it should be.
Yeah, the chat brings up a good point, though. Todd Grantham is on that roster, so Sawyer Robertson's going to throw for 300 yards on third down. There's no question.
Is he the interim?
I don't know if he is the interim.
Do we have a little Todd Grantham interim head coach run going on right now? Who's the interim out there at Oklahoma State? That's a good question.
Meacham.
Kevin?
Doug Meacham.
Doug. Is there a Kevin Meacham? Why did my brain say Kevin there? Y'all got any more?
Yeah.
What if Billy Napier gets fired next Sunday or this coming Sunday? What if they took the time during the bye week?
Strickland will be that incompetent.
Like, what if they just wanted to get a week of media availability from Billy Napier, see what he was going to say? Is there anything damning in this information that he gives us? Like, hey, I'm still calling plays, even though the offense is abysmal. I'm still calling plays. Like, not moving the needle for us. You also get a week to kind of fill out the boosters, let them see where they're at, what they want to do.
It was pretty telling to me that the only positive thing they had to tell Kirk Herbstreit and the ABC broadcast and the College Game Day crew was they took DJ out to dinner. Really? We're going to be okay. They took DJ out to dinner. We're going to be all right. All 40 of them. 40 of his teammates took him to dinner.
That's great.
It's like, hey, coach, you ever seen Draft Day?
Mm-hmm.
What if you do the opposite of the Bo Callahan story? What if you plant that all of his teammates showed up? What if we do that?
None of the teammates showed up for his birthday.
Hey, maybe he'll go out and throw for 110 yards.
All right, this is my final one. What if Oregon beats Penn State, like we all kind of assume will happen, but Drew Aller has a really good game. Lights it up. Is not the reason why they lose that game. What do we walk away from that saying?
Good news, Penn State. I'll still talk about you this season. You held up your bargain, Drew Aller. I'll continue to talk about you if Drew Aller shows up in this game and has a great day. Even if you lose, I'll say, you know what? That looks like a team that can certainly compete for national title.
Here's the helmet bet of the week. Okay, I will wear my shorter football helmet for 10 minutes if Drew Aller throws for 350 in a loss.
All right. This needs to be recurring. The helmet bet of the week.
Helmet bet of the week. If he goes out and throws for 350 and is the sole reason why they do not lose, or, the opposite, if he is not the reason that they lose.
350 in a loss.
350 in a loss.
You get a little subjective there with he's the reason.
Hey, what if Illinois absolutely thraxes USC and Indiana just absolutely obliterates Iowa?
Ooh, you're making that Big Ten race very interesting.
I'm making that. What if Signetti is an absolute dude of a football coach take? That's what I'm doing.
He might be.
And then I'm going to turn it into this one. Obviously, Kirk Signetti is a hot coaching candidate. And my question to you guys, and my question to the chat, my question to Florida Gator fans, my question to anybody that thinks you're going to get Kirk Signetti up out of Indiana. Do you think Kirk Signetti's ego is more talked to and more inflated by one of two things? I'm going to be the all-time GOAT at Indiana. If I have 3 more of these 10-win seasons where I'm absolutely drumming people scoring 70, they're going to think I'm a god at this place. They're going to put a statue out in front of this 60,000-seat stadium. Or maybe I can win at Florida. Which one do you think pumps his ego more, boys? Because there is an ego to be pumped here.
This tilted the scales for me because I just envisioned this in my mind. And so I'm officially going with the answer of the Indiana route. He wants to be the greatest there because they'll name the stadium after him, and just imagine saying, we're going to the SIG this weekend. We're playing in the SIG.
We're going to light up the SIG this weekend.
And I know, Kurt Signetti, if you're listening, you just got goosebumps all over your body hearing that. Like, we're playing in the SIG this weekend.
I'm going to go the opposite with you because he gave a quote. His most famous quote thus far is, Google me, I win everywhere I go. Kurt Signetti absolutely believes that he could go to Florida and take over that job and build that to even to something better.
I know, but what if you're like the Joe Pa of Indiana football?
I mean, yeah, you could absolutely be that. But what if you're the Steve Spurrier of Florida football?
He does have some Spurrier to him.
Mm-hmm. That's what I think. I think Kurt Signetti believes that he can take over any job in college football and make that a winning program. Hell, I just did it with Indiana. I could absolutely do it with Florida. I have all the resources and buy-ins and boosters and all of that. The talent's around me. So I'm going to say Kurt Signetti probably thinks he could take that Florida job.
Last question of the National Hour before we go to the local. You're a Florida fan, die hard. Been riding with them the last 15 years where it's been up and down. Well, mostly down. Lane Kiffin or Kirk Signetti?
Lane Kiffin.
Take Lane Kiffin.
Okay. I'm with you. Hey, let's transition to the local hour. We'll see you on the other side of the break. And
We do.
We got Diddies, ladies and gentlemen. If you are new to the network, sit back for a condensed, a shortened set of Diddies.
Welcome into Talk the Dog, the show where we find a bone to pick and a take to give. These are not hot takes. These is dog takes. Can I talk that dog? What's up? You like that? You really like that? Let's shut up and grind some tape.
Let's shut up and let's grind. I think Lane Kiffin is the best tight end popper. He sprays it a little bit, all right? Every once in a while, he'll spray it a little bit. All right, we're going to drain him out of the box right here, okay? I literally just stand up and pop him in the face. You know what I mean? Oof. Pretty good tight end popper, though, to be honest with you.
Draining them in the box?
I mean, Lane Kiffin pops him in the tight end better than anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, who's out here running tight end pop in 2025?
Me on college football.
And it's a banger.
It is.
Right into the box.
Mm-hmm.
That's when he does it most, too. When he's down there in the red zone, Lane Kiffin is guaranteed to tight end pop the box.
Man. You're making up for there only being 6 Diddyisms this week.
What's up with that? Only 6?
Not me, dude. It's you.
I'm saying,
are you not watching enough film? Is that what's happening?
No, that's not true. That's not it at all.
Those allegations are crazy.
Like, are we just skimming the film studies now?
It was a 22-minute film study. I watched it. There wasn't anything else to take out of it.
All right. Just making sure. I'm not accusing you of anything. Look, I'm just trying to get down to the bottom of it.
Accusations.
Remember when we would do Mistake Monday and they'd be like hour-and-a-half long film studies? That's when you were getting into the double digits. That's when you're getting the 20s. But
that's when we were testing attention spans.
Yeah, we were.
We've since changed that model, and I think it's for the better.
Yeah, I would
look.
say so.
I don't even want to watch me for 90 minutes in front of the board, to be honest with you. And I love me, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, almost, almost. Let's try this again. Oh. I mean, come on, man.
All right, fine.
And look, man, I love me some me. Attaboy.
There's your clip.
Attaboy.
There's your clip.
All right. I've got top. No. Injury report news dropped. Injury report dropped in the middle of the national hour, boys. What do you got on the injury report?
Yeah, so the injury report for Georgia's side was fairly promising. The only one that didn't look like something that's going to be good news for you is that Ernest Green was listed as doubtful, not even probable, not even questionable, full on doubtful. Means he's probably not going to play on Saturday, but you did get a questionable, you got out from Malachi Tolliver, Thomas Blackshear, and Ethan Barbour. Ethan Barbour, obviously that. The Malachi Tolliver one is something to pay attention to simply because Drew Bobo is your one center. Malachi Tolliver was kind of the presumed backup. If Drew Bobo goes down, we don't really know who your backup is. And I'm pretty sure Jared Wilson got hurt in the Alabama game last year.
Yeah, I think it was this game because then he proceeded to miss the Auburn game and a couple of games after that. Cortez Smith did put on some good tape, I will say, when he got into some mop-up duty in the previous games of the season. So I'd imagine that's probably who you roll with, and Malachi Tolliver is not able to go. But yeah, the most significant news is Ernest Green doubtful, which means you're either going to see Bo Hughley out at right tackle, or you just don't really know what could happen over there. I would assume that maybe right now Bo Hughley is going to be the guy that they're ramping up to do it, just because he put on the best tape against Tennessee, and he's earned that right to be the starter in this game if that's what they have to do. And, you know, it was a favorable injury report for Georgia. Same thing for Alabama. I think the best news is that Jam Miller isn't even listed on there. He is going to play this weekend. And then Tim Keenan is probable. So I think that's great news that both teams are healthy going into this matchup. As far as fan interactions goes, there's not going to be any of, well, didn't have this player healthy, so this game doesn't really matter. Now things can change once the ball is snapped this weekend. But going into this one, both teams are very healthy. So that's great news, in my opinion, for both football teams.
Yeah, Jeremiah Beeman and John Marion Latham are both listed as out. But other than that,
Latham's the guy that had the serious neck injury.
Right.
Who I hope is okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So other than that, two very healthy teams coming into this game.
We're kind of
catching you up. We went over basically the injury reports. I don't know if you've heard.
Both teams healthy.
Ernest Green is listed as doubtful. Malachi Tolliver, Thomas Blackshear, and Ethan Barbour are all out for Georgia. Tim Keenan and Danny Lewis are both probable for Alabama, and then John Marion Latham and Jeremiah Beeman are listed as out.
Got it.
So it's a fairly straightforward. You have a bye week, had some time to rest up these guys. If you're Georgia, you've got to feel pretty good about this. Ernest Green is one to make you go, but there's no Juan Gaston on this list. There's no Donnie Glover. There's a lot of people that could be battling injuries that are not currently. So
I know that we're talking about injuries right now. You're getting some shade for your fit at Tennessee. Do you have any claims to that? Do you want to defend yourself for a minute of what was happening there? Because people were flooding my comments as well on Twitter of like, what is Kirby wearing right now?
I mean, that's the fit I've worn for like the last game,
honestly,
like 2.5 years.
You getting smoked for that? A sign of growth of this platform.
Yeah, for real. No,
really,
I've always done joggers of some sort and then collared shirt, tuck it in. But you know, if you want to flame me for it, it's fine. I don't really care. So I have nothing to defend on.
I mean, a simple untucking of the shirt would have been better.
Yeah, no, it would have. But
sorry, guys, I'll be done in a second. So unprofessional. I apologize.
Talking with your mouth,
stamming a stick of meat in his mouth.
Whoa!
Is that not what it is?
Whoa! It's dry aged meat. Yes, it is, but be careful.
Dry aged, huh? How old?
Jeez.
But no, I'm not going to defend my fit. I don't care. Flame me for it. I don't really don't give a shit. I'll wear it on Saturday.
I mean, honestly, most of them are positive comments about all your clothing.
Yeah,
a lot of nice shirts
for the show.
All that good stuff.
Yeah, again, I'm not worried about
the glasses, a decision for sure.
The circular rims.
Well, yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I mean, I like them, but I just can't do aviators. I look like a cop if I wear them because the stash. And then Ray-Bans or the sport glasses. No, I'm not doing those either.
See, now I'm getting hated on for wearing blue, apparently. Hey, you got to wear neutral colors. Blue is in, I think, my colorway, all right? I like the color blue, all right? So no hate there, man. You just got to wear what you got to wear.
Hyper-analyzing the fits is unique, though. That's a first for the show, I think.
All right, I'm done.
I do want to ask you this because we got into this conversation of Malachi Tolliver listed as out. If Drew Bobo were to go down, who steps in at center? Would it be Walt Claire Flynn?
No, it'd be
Cortez. Okay.
Cortez came in to get reps. I mean, I don't know if it's because Malachi Tolliver. He's been hurt all year, though. He came in second to replace Drew in the garbage time the first 2 weeks.
Man, another freshman that could potentially be getting reps for you.
That class is really, really important right now up front. Really, really important. They've kind of, that class has bypassed the 2024.
And that's why it's
class.
so funny to me that
Stacey Searles is an idiot.
that's what I was about to say is like Stacey Searles catches so much heat because the offensive line at times does not look great, but are you not witnessing what this man just did for the recruiting classes last year and how many of those guys are playing for you right now? Impactful snaps and playing well. It's not like it's, well, we have to go to the freshmen right now. It's that these guys are earning snaps and they're playing well when their number is called.
And a lot of those guys, especially Juan and Donnie, you were so much higher on those two football players than, I know the industry doesn't matter, right? But like you were so much higher on Juan than other programs. I think you and Oregon were the only ones that recognized what it was going to be. And I know you were the highest on Donnie. Donnie was probably going to end up at Auburn. No offense to Auburn, but like y'all swooped in there and was like, this kid's way too good. He's coming to Georgia. It's an in-state kid that they refuse to lose recruitments like that when they know the kid's that good. So yeah, I got top 10 things that can absolutely change this football game this weekend, boys.
Let's hear him.
Number 10. Drew Bobo, tight 10, no OLI.
Ooh.
Drew Bobo versus that Mike and Will double mugged look, all right, walking up, doing a bunch of goofy stuff, all right? He's got to be able to figure it out and sort it out and play solid, clean football because nothing will stop a run faster than a blow through in A gap. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's got to play good, clean football versus all those stunts, wraps, twists, all the junk that they throw in the box. Number 9, it's obvious. It probably should be higher up on this list. I went to mark these 1 to 10. As soon as I thought about them, I wrote them down. Can't believe it got all the way to 9 before I mentioned it. Georgia's right tackle matchup, whoever it is, all right, whoever's lined up in front of them, you better play good ball on Saturday because they're going to put some NFL dudes in front of you with LT Overton and Quay Rousseau. Those are really – is that Rousseau?
I don't know.
I've always heard it pronounced Rousseau.
When Quay gets in front of you, he's a damn good edge rusher, okay? Damn good edge rusher. Better be prepared for the matchup. Number 8, Georgia's defensive back play with the ball in the air.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously.
Pretty straightforward with that one.
Because, look, this is not going to be some pick and stick, toss it 5 yards underneath, hope they make a play after the catch. No. Like, Alabama drives the ball down the field. They drive it down the field, and they're going to put the ball in the air. You better be able to play it comfortably.
And by the way, this is what lost you the game last year. It's literally how they scored their 11 points in the second half.
I would argue that and, like, complete weird misalignments versus quarterback duo in the first half. It's like
totally.
They didn't expect it.
But
Jalen Milroe's legs in the first half was the difference.
But, I mean, you take away 2 plays in the second half, you win that game.
Correct.
The 2 Ryan Williams catches, you win otherwise.
Number 7, Bama's operation with noise. I don't know if anybody's talking about this, and you guys mentioned it, and I talked about it today on Alabama radio stations. Like, the night games that I remember, the big-time Georgia football games I know of and remember since I've covered this football team, the night game against Notre Dame, 6 or 7 false starts for Notre Dame. The Arkansas football game at noon, 7 or 8 false starts from the Hogs in that one. And then the Tennessee game in 2022 was nuts. I mean, it's raining, just false starts left and right from that offense. This is an offense from Alabama, and I'm not watching TV copies. I'm watching all 22s. It looks to me like they are a huddle operation. Looks to me like they're breaking huddles or at least mush huddling, right? And correct me if I'm wrong, Alabama fans. And then they get to the line of scrimmage with multiple plays oftentimes. So you watch them against Florida State, and you're seeing a lot of can. You're seeing a lot of calls. You're seeing a lot of operation at the line of scrimmage. And you're seeing false starts because of it. Like, I wonder how this operation looks on the road for this Alabama offense. Number 6. All right, number 6, gunner versus early down disguises. Okay, you were in here for the Alabama defensive film study. They do a good job on early downs lying to you, not showing you what they're playing until post-snap, showing single high, rotating to 2 high, showing cover 3, bumping down to man, showing man coverage, rolling to zone coverage. They do a really, really good job on early downs of disguising that. I'll be paying attention to it closely. Number 5, Bama's run defense versus Georgia's run game, obviously. I think they can stack gaps. I think they are susceptible to leaving creases in the run game. We'll see if that ultimately plays out on Saturday. Number 4 is the flip and inverse of that, Bama's run game on offense. Are they able to summon any of it? All right, any at all. Like, I think for Bama to win this football game, they're going to have to rush for at least 75 yards. Have to. Now, they're going to throw for some chunk plays. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But they can't become solely one-dimensional because I don't think they'll win the football game. You can't do that in this conference on the road particularly. Number 3, Georgia's ability to rush the passer. All right, I do think you're going to put them in inefficient downs. I think you're going to put them in 3rd and 7. I think you're going to put them in 2nd and 12 after they try to run the ball and get into a TFL situation. So when you get into those automatic passing downs, are you getting home? All right, are you getting home quickly as well? It's very, very important in this football game. Number 2, Bama's chunk play abilities. They are very similar to Tennessee in this fashion, boys, where, you worked real hard. You got them off the field a couple of possessions, 75-yard touchdown to your face. Like, it will happen. It can happen, and you've got to limit those explosives if you're Georgia's. And number 1, the number 1 thing I will be paying attention to from the start to the finish of this football game, who is Kane Womack on 3rd down? What are you doing on 3rd down? What are you calling? What style of defense are you playing today? Because when you lose these football games, you're losing them on 3rd down. All right? Every single time. You lost 3rd down against Wisconsin, in my opinion. Wisconsin coming down to Tuscaloosa going 6 of 11 on 3rd down, big dog. Can't have it. Can't have it. Well, I'm paying attention to what they are on 3rd down.
Yeah, I think that is what I continue to get hung up on in this game, is it really kind of depends on what Alabama is going to do defensively and specifically on 3rd downs. After watching the tape back, if they change things up on 3rd down and they give a lot of different pictures to Gunnar Stockton, then I think that this game could get really interesting, especially if they are successful. That's not to say that Gunnar Stockton is just not able to throw against zone, or he's just all of a sudden not a good quarterback if you throw zone at him. But it is certainly more. It's more difficult. It's a different style of play that he has to get accustomed to. But then again, if you run the ball at a high efficiency, it may not even matter anyways. Like if Georgia's in 3rd and short all day, then that may not even matter anyways.
Yeah, Alabama wins this game, in my opinion, if they can connect on those deep shots, which is not only going to give them points, but it's going to take the air out of that stadium really quickly. I mean, we know the stigma for Georgia fans about this game, but doing that and then putting Gunnar Stockton in that Georgia offense in turnover or mistakable situations to where you can maybe force Gunnar's first interception of the season, or, hey, they've got some running backs that have put the ball on the ground this year. Take advantage of that. That's how Alabama wins this game.
Hey, I wonder what it would take to get a ticket to this football game.
Oh, that's a good question.
I mean, it's got to be absolutely outrageous unless you have maybe 10% off.
Oh, yeah. That's a good deal.
And not only is it's probably your best chance to use promo code film. What is our promo code over there at SeatGeek? I'm not a professional.
Brooks 10.
Brooks, Film Got 10.
There it is, right there on the screen.
Film Got 10 right there on the screen for us, okay? Hey, look. This is a massive football game in Athens this weekend and a heavily priced ticket, I would imagine. 10% off of a ticket price that steep, that's a chunk using promo code FilmGot10.
And
you know what?
So.
As the week continues, you might see some of those prices drop a little bit even more.
Stay alert.
And then you get a discount code with SeatGeek as well. Woo. You may get a really good price to go to this football game.
Yeah, I'm looking at this right now. I trying to want to see. First of all, look at this app, dude. They've got all the things you need. Oh, looky here. Georgia hosting Alabama next week. Let's see these tickets. Perfect. How many tickets we want? We all going, boys? Let's all go.
Oh, we're all going for sure.
We're getting 3 tickets here. A little pricey, but you know what? That's what promo code FilmGuy10 comes in for. If you use that, you get 10% off. A lot of sections still
What are we
available.
looking like?
Tickets are looking pretty expensive here, but you know what? Again, with that FilmGuy10 promo code,
Like $400 to get in the door?
Try about 500. So yeah, head over to SeatGeek now. They are over 35 million downloads and #1 rated ticketing app. Have more than 70,000 events available on their app. Use promo code FilmGuy10 to get 10% off your first purchase.
Hey, look, you know what? If your wife is saying we can't spend that kind of money, we can't afford to go to this game. Well, honey, I got a discount code because I listen to this YouTube show that I watch every night. Like you always say, hey, why are you spending so much time watching that YouTube show called the Film Guy Network? Well, that got me a discount code so that we can afford to go to this game.
Not only that, sell the wedding ring.
You know what? I'm so sorry to cut you boys off. I'm so glad. Our obvious reasons to be glad that our program is growing. Our network is just rocketing up charts. 70.1 thousand subscribers. But I think my favorite thing about this is that we have other fan bases coming in and confirming that all fan bases are a little bit insane. I see Bama fans absolute crap talking Bill O'Brien and Tommy Rees right about now. And you know how goofy that seems to a person like me? Bill O'Brien is about to win 8 games at Boston College this year. About to win 8 games at Boston College this year as a head football coach. His quarterback, who y'all sent packing, by the way, is throwing for like 330 a game right now, playing great offensive football. They just can't stop a nosebleed right now. That's their biggest problem. Also, Tommy Rees, don't know if you know this, but he's an NFL offensive coordinator right now that's probably going to be a head football coach in college football within, I don't know, 3 years.
Yeah, probably
Okay, so like, it just confirms to me that y'all are straight up. Did we win a national title? Yep. Okay, he good. Did we not? Nope. Fired him. Garbage.
So OCs just get hated on by everybody. This is a little...
at these programs, because you can't hate the coach, right? You can't crap on Nick Saban. You can't crap on Kirby Smart. You just can't.
And
at Georgia, you can. You can say he's biased to his friends.
And considering who Alabama's OCs were prior to those two guys getting there, it's a very similar situation to what Georgia's in, where Todd Monken, a really, really good offensive coordinator, is seeing that at the professional level. And the follow-up guy, it's not going to be as good, and therefore he's not good.
I agree.
UGA's got a new fan experience this weekend.
I think this is kind of cool.
What I read today?
It is what you read.
On SI.com? /college/Brooks.
That's right. Written by yours truly.
Brooks.
Written by yours truly.
Boy.
So I'll go ahead and pull this article. But if you are attending the Georgia-Alabama game this weekend, be sure to take what they're handing you at the gate before you get into this game, because they're going to be handing you a wristband. And what that is going to do is you're going to be able to participate in the Light Up Sanford at the beginning of the fourth quarter. And that wristband is going to be going nuts. So I want to make sure that I get this quote about the actual experience of what they're wanting to do.
While you look for that quote, I'm going to confirm a question in the chat. Andrew Ingram, yes, I did play with Howard Stevens at shorter. He was not a tight end by that point. He was an edge rusher and a damn good one. A really damn good one. I also remember Howard, and if he's listening today, he will probably deny this, but Howard was also the reason they never stopped running pursuit drills down there on the defensive side of the ball.
All right, this quote says, fans who attend this weekend's game will be provided an LED bracelet that will light up at the beginning of the fourth quarter when Georgia does its tradition of Light Up Sanford, according to Alan Thomas, Senior Associate Athletic Director for Marketing and Revenue Strategy.
This is just a way for everybody to hit the shadur in the middle of the fourth quarter.
But no, credit to the Athletic Association for doing stuff like that, because there was complaints from the fan base last year of how, hey, we're leaving early because the game day experience is stale. They have taken steps to make sure that's not the case.
Fireworks now?
They have fireworks now. There's fire when they come out of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. But do they have a drone show? That's what I want to know. Are they flying the Georgia G over the stadium so we can see it like they do out there in Texas? Are they doing that?
I don't know. We haven't had a night game yet.
Maybe too close to federal airspace.
I don't know.
A lot of PJs fly over the stadium. Maybe you can't be out here droning.
That is true. The airport is pretty much adjacent to the stadium.
Yes, very close.
But no, I mean, they've done, like, they even shoot off confetti during touchdowns and things like that. Like, they have made significant strides to enhance the game day experience. They do push-up competitions at the start of the game. They do trivia with the fans. It's been a lot more fun. And I know you can make the face, but that stuff keeps fans engaged.
I think the state, me personally, now I could be wrong, I think the stadium vibes are higher when we're doing things like playing music that everybody knows and everybody sing along to. It might be gimmicky, but that keeps the vibes higher than let's see if frat boy Johnny can out push up Harry Dog.
Fair.
Just my opinion.
Oh, music goes a
Just
long
my
way.
opinion, especially on night games,
Look,
Kirby. Like, they need to be firing off fireworks in TV timeouts. They need to be doing light shows in the TV timeouts. They need to be playing bangers during TV timeouts, not doing can you beat Harry Dog.
It is no different than how long you stay for a wedding. Really depends on how good is the DJ. Is the DJ good enough to where you want to be dancing all night? You don't want to leave the dance floor because they're playing banger after banger? Or is it like,
Or in the case of your wedding, Jonathan, whether or not the in-laws got hammered enough.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
Putting on a show.
Is everybody else around me having a good time?
Was Hurricane putting on a show.
Hey,
Lord.
That plays into college football as well. Like, how much liquid has everybody consumed before this?
Yeah, how much, as Kirby would say, how much time have they had to prepare?
Yes. There's a lot of preparation going into this Saturday. I can guarantee that.
Blake Walker says, "Don't worry, the hat shuffle will be lit." You're right. Number 3. It's number 3, my lord.
Well, that's how you get. That's sponsorship.
Number 3, my lord.
That's how you get.
I do it every time. Every single time.
You have to.
It's number 3. It's number 3, my lord.
That's how you get sponsorship money in NIL.
Yeah.
That's what those are. That's not to keep the fans engaged. That's, hey, give us 70,000 when we put your logo underneath the hat. Thank you very much.
Kirby, why is this weekend the most important game of the season?
All right, so I don't need to tell you why this game is important to Georgia. I don't need to tell you about how the last 10 matchups between these teams have all been ranked games. I don't need to tell you how the last 6 of 9 games have been for some form of a championship. I don't even need to tell you about how in the last 10 matchups, 9 times out of 10, the winner has either gone on to play in or win the national title. Here's what I will say, though. I don't know if we've appropriately explained how important this game is for fans in general. It's not because the win-loss column. Georgia could lose this game and still make the SEC championship. Georgia could lose this game and still make a college football playoff or even the national championship. Georgia could lose this game and play Bama again and win a rematch. That's not what it is. It's not about winning for me, in my opinion. It's about changing the narrative of your football team. If you win this game, Georgia fans immediately become the most important and confident fan base in the world. There's no one that can stop them. They believe in everything. They've gotten over the mountain. Texas doesn't scare them. Ole Miss doesn't scare them. Georgia Tech doesn't scare them. They're going 12-0 in their minds if you do that. They might build a statue for Gunnar Stockton right then and there if he beats Alabama in Athens. But here's what actually makes this game important. If you lose, there is going to be such a large sector of fans that will hijack the narrative around your team and become detrimental to it. Fire Bobo. We need to start Puglisi. Bring back Sam Pittman. Stacey Searles is an idiot. There's going to be people out here suggesting that, hey, Kirby can't beat Alabama. Maybe we move on from him. I know how ludicrous that sounds. It will happen. It happened last year. This doesn't even include the national media, which is going to be clowning you for, Bama being your daddy, all of these other things. We've seen all the memes and that. So if you're Georgia, losing this game is not going to derail your season. But if you're a Georgia fan, a loss to Alabama inside Stanford Stadium when you're on a 33-game win streak at home will probably do irreparable damage to you mentally that you're probably not going to recover from. So that's why it's the most important game for Georgia fans, at least. I don't know about Georgia necessarily. They can win this or lose this, and it'll be, hey, business as usual next week. We still got a long season ahead of us. You're going to get all the coach speak from Kirby Smart regardless. But Georgia fans, this means everything to them.
Solid take.
Oh, yeah. I completely agree 100% where I know that there's been many of these matchups where it feels like it maybe will never break your way outside, of course, the national championship. But I think Georgia fans were very confident going into last year's game. Mm-hmm. I think that it was just a oversight of what Jalen Milroe can do for an offense and how much what he can do for you and how much time he can buy and how difficult it is to defend something like that. And you hadn't been introduced really to Ryan Williams yet, but he introduced himself to everybody in college football during that game. So I think there were some oversights in that game. Whereas this year, it's like everything is on your side. As far as this is a home game, we feel like we have the better roster. We know for a fact that we can believe in our quarterback. The run game is going well this year. We have that going as well. The defense feels all around pretty solid. Not saying that Alabama doesn't have any advantages in this game and that they all just lean Georgia's way, but this is probably the game where you feel the most confident going into if you are a Georgia fan.
Most explosive player, Ryan Williams, Zachariah Branch.
That's a great question. I'm going to go Zachariah Branch because it's easier to get the ball in his hands.
It's like a two-prong.
Just answer the question.
Ryan Williams.
It's Ryan Williams for me because he's 5 for 160. Zachariah is 10 for 160. That's why it's Ryan Williams.
That's what I was going to say it happens just like that.
Better pass rush matchup. What Quay Rousseau's got this weekend or what Chris Cole's got this weekend?
Quay Rousseau. As much of a liability that Caden Proctor has been.
Still a top 60 guy.
Yeah.
Despite the weight loss needed.
I think Rousseau, also because I think he's going to get way more opportunities than Chris Cole probably will.
Yeah, just from a standpoint of he's probably going to play a rushing position a little bit more frequently.
Yeah.
I think Chris Cole's got a better matchup personally. They drop Rousseau way too much.
They do, but on an obvious third down situation where it's, hey, peel your ears back.
Correct. But I think they're going to attack him in pass coverage. I would, at least if I were a coordinator, which I am not. So there's that. I am delaying getting up to the board and doing matchups, by the way. So I want to talk about this visitors list, which, by the way, if you want the full visitors list, which has 146 names on it, 146 names on it. If you want the full visitors list, head over to patreon.com/Brooks Austin for the full list. I think that's still in the description of the YouTube video.
Yeah.
So there is that if you need that link. But I'm going to give you a couple notes on this, couple talking points from this. First of all, it is insanely loaded. I don't always like to do the best I've ever seen since, but that it don't get much thicker than what we looked at today and what we put on Patreon. I think there are several future pros that are going to be in town this weekend. All right, Jordan Edmonds, Casey Barner's going to be a pro. David Jacobs Jr. is going to be a pro. I think Craig Dangerous is going to be a pro. Jared Curtis is going to be a pro. Jaden Wade's going to be a pro. All right, there's a lot of future college football superstars that are going to be in town this weekend, as you would expect for this football game. Also, a point to note here, there's 2 Bama commits on this visit list. And I don't know if I'm breaking news here, but Xavier Crowell is going to be in town this weekend, and Jordan Edmonds is going to be in town this weekend. Those are 2 really, 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 really good football players that are committed to Alabama. Now, I always say this is a massively important recruiting game. Obviously, it speaks for itself. But I personally think, and I don't know how Alabama fans think, I personally think Dejoun Lee is at Alabama because of that Alabama-Georgia visit last year. That dude was sitting front row, and I don't think anyone was more locked into that football game rooting for the Tide than Dejoun Lee. All right, because at that place, it's very intimate in one of the end zones. They sit them players right on top of you out there at Bryant-Denny. And I'm telling you, he was absolutely glued in. There was no way in my mind leaving that football game, Dejoun Lee was going anywhere other than Alabama. So this is a massive, massive recruiting game for everybody involved.
Yeah, I mean, the stakes, we know what the stakes are at this point. It's not just for this game. It's not just for your season. It's not just for recruiting. Everything matters. Everything's on the line at this. And it's great that it's a Week 5 regular season game.
Now, Kirby says he hates night games because he doesn't actually get to recruit.
I mean,
he prefers nooners.
That's
so
okay.
He can spend the evening with those
You just
guys.
let the game and the environment speak for itself.
Kirby, I promise you want this to be a night environment.
You want to come play here? This is what your weekends will look like when you get a home game. This is what it feels like to be a football player at Georgia. Like, I think that speaks for itself just as much as any recruiting pitch.
Yeah, honestly, I think that does more for you than you can watch an experience that type of environment as opposed to, it's 95 degrees right now and Georgia's winning by 40 points. But hey, I got to talk to Coach Smart a lot after the game.
You know what I would imagine would be the greatest thing if you're one of these players getting to watch this football game?
And wait, I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt you. Before that, night games, after the night game, you just go downtown.
Shh, don't say that. You know what the best thing is going to be about these blue chippers, these absolute superstars coming to this football game? Let's say it ends 44-41, overtime win, Georgia, just massive, greatest game of the year. You know what's going to be awesome for these kids? They're going to walk out of this stadium and not be berated by media members. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that?
Very true.
Was that not mind-boggling? We don't have to say who it was. We gave way too many context clues already. Was that not mind-boggling to you? Was that not mind-boggling?
It was
to you?
weird to
knowing what we cover, what we normally cover, and how protective they are of their athletes. Was that not mind-boggling to you to walk out of an SEC stadium and see 4 stars getting berated by media members?
It was weird to look around and be like,
this is allowed?
They're doing this? This is like...
The more and more that I learn about what other media beats get to do to cover their football teams compared to what we are allowed access to, it does a couple of things. One, it kind of makes me understand completely more and more why Kirby Smart operates the way that he does. And also, I side with him more and more, even as a media member, like, makes complete sense. Because when I hear things about, like, when I see, like, players getting interviewed in their facility right after practice, I'm like, wow, that's just weird. Like, usually it's in a media room for us, or, hey, we're going to go up to the airport because we got some recruits flying in. We're going to go interview them. Insane to me. And then right after a game, it's just a scram for how many high school kids can we talk to after this football game. Like, it just blows my mind. It really does.
I mean, I know that Kirby Smart has very brash methods, and he's certainly, stubborn in his ways. But There's a reason he does everything that he does. I don't think it's just because I hate the media, I'm going to do this, or I don't want to do this, or I want to deprive them of access to my program. There's a reason why he's doing it.
I was told, and I think I've told this story on air before. One of the first days he was on campus, he turns around and I think it's Eason or one of the quarterbacks that he's recruiting has like 16 beat reporters around him, like following him everywhere he goes, asking him questions, picking his brain. And it's like, hey, he pulled the SID over and was like, no. This is it. This is no more of this. And now we're cutting Tuesday pressers. I mean, I've always said I'm with it. I'm here for it. We've obviously gotten where we need to be without, hey, coach, how we feeling this week? Okay, we don't need to be doing that here. But man, he has definitely kind of overpowered with regards to the access. But I'm with you. Walking out of a stadium and seeing a 17-year-old kid getting berated with questions to me was insane.
Especially like all they want to do is go home probably.
Yeah, or continue their visit.
And it's questions that if it's really that urgent, could probably just send a text message if you wanted to, or a DM if it's really that necessary to you. Like, it's something that could probably be done over social media if you had to. But I understand, like, you got to get it first and you got to get the article out as soon as you can. It'd make me feel a little weird.
You know who I was not surprised to not see, but more impressed, because this speaks to this kid's character. Not that these guys who are committed going on these visits don't have good character, but the idea that Chris Booker's not on this list.
Tyler.
No, Chris.
You're right.
Tyler played there. Chris is committed there.
Yeah.
The fact that Chris Booker is not taking a visit to Georgia right now, and I played you that interview when I went and interviewed that kid this spring.
Oh, he's going to Bama.
That kid's going to Bama, and that kid's going to play on Sundays.
And I told you that when I listened to it. I was like, he needs to go to Bama.
He needs to
That's
go.
where he needs to be.
He needs to be there. He needs to be where his heart is.
Yeah.
And that's where his heart is.
When you
good
hear
for him.
it, and I don't want to say it doesn't happen often, but there are just like select few examples of where you listen to an interview with a player. And I think it's mostly because a lot of these player interviews, you don't get a whole lot of information other than like when they're taking a visit, who they're taking visits with, and who's talking to them. But when you listen to someone like Chris Booker talk about Alabama and how it felt like home and how he loves everything about what they do over there, it really sticks out. And that's why I was like, he needs to go to Bama, because that's where he's going to thrive the most, because that's clearly where he feels like he is called to go.
All right, let's go to the board.
Do you want to do that, or do you want to talk about how it's Wednesday?
We close with What If Wednesdays around here.
What?
But, I mean,
It's up to you.
We could do nostalgia while we do positional breakdowns.
Did we get one?
Jonathan, will you tell the folks why I do positional breakdowns the way we do them around here?
We do positional breakdowns a lot differently than what you might see on social media, because we think it is absolutely dumb that people get on social media like, well, we're going to say this quarterback versus this quarterback, who's better, or this offensive line versus this offensive line, who is better. And that doesn't make any sense, because Georgia's offensive line does not go up against Alabama's offensive line. They go against Alabama's defensive line, vice versa, this and the other. So if you're following along those, if you're engaging with those and you think there's any validity to those, unfollow that person, block that person, whatever. Do yourself a service. And come over here.
Dang, J. Will. Taking the money right out their pocket.
Look, I don't want our listeners
taking the viewership right out their pocket.
I don't want our listeners to be led astray anywhere, all right? They come here for ball
bad
knowledge.
News to be led astray.
Yeah.
Don't be led astray.
I'm just trying to spread the good word, all right?
Speaking of spreading the good word, shout out to my wife. Did you know that year 6 of an anniversary is the wood anniversary? And my wife got me a wooden buffalo. How about that? No jokes. That was inappropriate.
No, I didn't mean it to come across that way. My apologies. That is not how, like,
Jay Will.
Jay Will. Jay Will.
Backtrack.
That's why it's important to know the heart.
Off.
It's important to know the heart of the man. I know your heart. I know you got a good heart. I know you wouldn't be doing that.
Man, I didn't mean it like that.
Woof. All right. D-line versus O-line obviously speaks for itself. Okay. Linebackers versus running backs. Okay. That's in pass protection. Okay. That's in matchups one-on-one, out in the flat, whatever, checkdowns, tackling, one-on-one situations, all that good stuff. Speaking of one-on-one situations, let's talk about DBs versus wide receivers. We're going to break that down today as well. We got linebackers versus all, okay? All of those linebackers versus everything that they're going to see this weekend for Bama's offense, okay? We got the safeties versus all as well, okay? Their individual matchups when they get matched up, okay? And, hey, play action is a good play action football team from Washington, from Alabama. Can we read those keys properly back there? Okay, quarterback versus all. Ty Simpson versus everything he's going to get this weekend. We're going to talk about it. Obviously, we finish with defensive coordinator versus offensive coordinator. Okay, I'm not going to color code tonight. We're going to trust you guys to be able to read UGA or Bama. How about that? We all good there? Okay. All right. Let's start with the defensive line versus the offensive line. I like Georgia's matchup here, but not a ton. Okay. I really like Alabama's left side and their center in the run game. I think they're really, really solid. The right guard and right tackle are very, very beatable. They like to play over their toes a little bit in the run game. That scares me. Okay. We've already talked ad nauseum, not just on this network, but everybody that wants to call me and be like, hey, this is the guy who says Caden Proctor's fat. Tell us how fat Caden Proctor is. I did that 6 or 7 times today. I feel bad about it at this point. Okay, so y'all know my takes on this. Y'all understand about it. Let's go UGA's defensive line versus that Alabama offensive line, which, by the way, does not have a lot of confidence running the football right about now. All right, going on the road in a raucous environment. We don't love that for anybody. Okay, linebackers versus running backs. I'm going to give a slight edge right now to the Georgia linebacking core. Very banged up unit right now with regards to Jam Miller. We don't know what version we're going to get. If Jam Miller were 100% healthy, I might call this a push, but give me UGA's linebacking core right about now. DBs versus wide receivers. I'm taking Bama's wide receivers versus any defensive back group in a matchup like this when we break it down like this, okay?
Pretty straightforward.
I mean, dead serious. Like, they are really, really good. And they are the reason I'm picking them to win this football game, other than just I pick Bama until Bama doesn't, all right? So it is that wide receiver core. It is the ability to throw the football, all right? Let's go to the safeties versus all. Right? No, let's go linebackers versus all. I do like Georgia's eye discipline year over year, week over week, matchup over matchup. I like everything that it is about that. Also, I'm not threatened by these Bama tight ends. I said this about them last year, though, and they found a way to go for a combined 100 yards off little, like, bullcrap slip-offs, right? Or tight end busts or whatever, tight end pops, all right? So they found ways to do little goofy things to get the tight end the ball last year in the middle of the field. I don't expect that again this year. I think that was a little bit more about Milroe and his abilities to just kind of see what's in front of him, if you will. So I don't necessarily think that the Alabama tight ends are that fearsome or something to fear. Now, we're going to take Bama in this matchup of safeties versus all right? And here's why. Ryan Williams over Malachi Starks. Ryan Williams over KJ Bolden. It just happened. It happened last year. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt that they're going to win that matchup this year, huh?
Not even just that. We've seen a handful of instances this season where Georgia's eye discipline in the safety backfield hasn't exactly been perfect. So not even, last year we saw that Bama wide receivers win. We've seen this year Georgia DBs, especially at the safety position, can get got.
I think Bama's quarterback's hotter than a firecracker right about now. I'm going to give him a slight advantage versus the entire environment. I think he's going to play well on Saturday. I don't know if it's going to be well enough to win. I think he's going to be playing good on Saturday. And I take Shoe versus just about anybody. So give me Shoe in that OC-DC battle. Do we all agree there?
Yeah.
I would maybe say the environment is a slight edge to Georgia. All of that together against Bama's quarterback, but...
So you pushing me back here for a push, huh?
I would say it's probably a push on that.
I'm down with it. Especially when we think I think they're going to get one-dimensionalized. I think you're going to eliminate the run pretty quickly in this football game.
I think people are probably going to say, what do you mean Schumann gets the edge there? Alabama's offense shredded him last year. I think people forget that Glenn Schumann's adjustment in that game is one of the biggest reasons why Georgia was able to crawl back into that game, because that defense had Alabama's offense struggling for 2 whole quarters.
And that defense did give up scores on 2 short fields.
Yeah.
Right? 2 of those interceptions are in the first half were in your own end.
Yes.
If I remember correctly, right? The Arian Smith turnover was at midfield. And then the pick to Jahad Campbell was on your own 35.
Yep.
So like we're handing them short fields to start that football game. And you're right. It was an alignment thing, not a lack of preparedness thing. They bumped the alignment, got into a 3-3 stack, started playing 3 linebackers, hanging outside the edge of the box, and eliminated that quarterback run pretty quickly. That's something about Shoe and this Georgia staff that does make them very much so different than everybody else. They don't wait until halftime. They're a great halftime adjustment football team, but they ain't waiting. They're fixing stuff mid-series, first series, second series, third series, fourth series. They're getting stuff fixed as soon as possible.
No doubt.
It's a sign of great coaching, obviously, but it's also a sign of the times. Like, if you go on these sidelines nowadays, the amount of iPads that they got over there would blow your mind. Okay, I got buddies on some of these defensive staffs in college football that will call me and be like, "Hey, how did our offense play?" I'm like, "What you mean? How did your offense play? You were at the game." Well, no, I wasn't. In between possessions, I'm over there so eyes deep into an iPad. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know anything that's going on because I'm over here trying to fix what we got going on.
It's a crazy thing to think about. You literally only pay attention to one half of one side of the football game.
I mean, Kirby, they got like 17 analysts now, it feels like, up there in the box.
Right.
So, yeah, I would be compartmentalizing the work. I wouldn't be having you just sit up there and watch the game. Like, no, you're going to be honed in on this one thing. That's all I need. Yeah. So, I wonder how many people know that about college football nowadays. That there's that much technology being used.
I don't know.
I'm sure someone just learned.
It really makes me go and look at some of these coaches that don't make adjustments, and I'm like,
no excuse for it.
What are you doing, bud? How did we not see this? So that's pretty crazy to me.
It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, Kirby. What do you got for me?
What if Bama gets up 2 scores in this game? Whether it's the start of the game, middle of the game, at any point, if you look at the scoreboard and it's like, damn, Georgia's down 2 scores here. How does that crowd respond?
Hopefully what the crowd would then think is this is a team that we have been proven over the last 2 years or really season and a half that you can't count them out just because you're down 2 scores. Like, yeah, you can probably start doubting a little bit. There will be some doubt in you for sure. But there should also be a part of you that's like, well, we came back down multiple scores against Tennessee. We did the same thing against Georgia Tech. I mean, we did the same thing against Alabama last year. Like, this team has proven to you that they can come down from a deficit and win games. So I'd hope that that's how the fan base reacts.
What if Bama scores 40+ and you win this game?
Oh, my gosh.
Whoa.
The entire narrative around what Georgia's offense is completely changes, and who Gunnar Stockton is completely changes.
Yeah, I think Gunnar Stockton's your front runner if that happens.
Yeah.
Wins a shootout against Alabama after winning a shootout against Tennessee. Yeah, that guy's going to be front runner.
I think people then start labeling Georgia as the most dangerous team in the country. If you go back-to-back conference matchups where Georgia won games by scoring 40+ points and they have a really talented defense, I think that's the narrative that's around that program of this is the most dangerous team anybody could play right now.
Mm. You got one?
What if both quarterbacks struggle?
Mm.
Like, what if the noise and the environment just kind of gets to Ty Simpson a little bit? And what if Alabama's secondary and
then Georgia wins like 24-10 because they can run the ball?
Yeah.
I can't overestimate. I would be shocked if Bama rushes for over 140 yards. Make it a helmet bet.
You got 2 helmet bets now?
Guys, you watched it. You sat in here and watched it. I went into that Wisconsin film study going, okay, they're about to sell their soul to stop this here run game. No, sir. That is not how that went. They played an even count, maybe a minus count, all football game, and held them to 75 yards rushing, I think. Pretty interesting.
And again, there is no Jalen Miller in this backfield this time, which was essentially what they're running.
You keep saying that. Ty Simpson is an athlete.
Ty Simpson's an athlete.
Now,
Ty Simpson
he's not a 70-yard gusher athlete.
No, he's not.
He's not a defying angles, holy shit, Malachi Starks just made look slow type of athlete. But he could leave this stadium with 35, 40 yards rushing on top of the sacks. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's very plausible. Yeah. I felt like he competed more with his legs and was more efficient with his legs in that FSU game than their whole entire backfield was. You know?
I agree.
So,
but no, again, I think that you were much more scared of Jalen Miller's legs than Ty Simpson's.
For sure.
Leg.
And
you have to respect Ty Simpson's leg. I'm not saying he's a statue.
Like Peasy's talking about in the chat, our Alabama native fan. They're not running him like they ran Jalen.
No, they're not.
It's not 12 design quarterback runs.
Mm-hmm.
It's 3 of those. 2 of them come in the red zone. 1 of them on short yardage situation when he decides to keep the ball. Right? It's like very, very similar to Gunnar in that sense. I think Gunnar, they have designed more runs for him in this offense, though.
Yeah, for sure.
What if Georgia wins on a last-second play? Whether it's a field goal, walk-off touchdown, overtime, interception. Do we get a field storming? Does the streak continue?
I don't know if you can.
Can you storm Sanford?
No.
Like, if you really,
honest to God,
really
you got to scale a wall and then climb through some shrubs.
And here's the deal. How about that? Here's the deal. if they don't storm this one, if they win it like that and don't, it will never be stormed.
First off, I think it'd be lame to do it.
I agree. Don't storm.
It's
the
not an
field.
upset.
Don't do it.
Okay.
It's not an upset. I think it'd be kind of lame. Number two, if they do storm the field, it will not look like all the other field stormings at other programs because only a select few number of fans are going to be able to scale the hedges and get onto the field.
You have people stuck in the hedges.
Bro, it's so hard because there's a fence in the middle of it. You can't just like walk through.
No, yeah, you can't just
Yeah.
like go through.
No.
Which, by the way, they're dense.
Might be people impaled.
By the way, I don't know if you've seen some
Might
of
catch a chain link in the shin.
I don't know if you've seen some of the state troopers and stuff that they have on Georgia's field every weekend, but I don't know if I'd be one to try and run through one of those guys to get on the field.
Oh, GSP?
Yeah.
Them security guards ain't nothing to play with neither.
No, they aren't.
All Coke straight dippers too. you ain't messing around with no Coke straight dipper. If you know, you know. Okay, us soft pansies are wintergreen mint guys. All right, you catch somebody with that Coke straight, watch out. That's like a cauliflower ear telltale sign. You stay the hell away. Every Coke straight dipper I've ever seen, never would I ever. Nope, not gonna find out.
What if Alabama's run game gets life with Jam Miller back? Like he's healthy, they're changing things up, they're doing different things than they have in previous games, and they get it going just a little bit.
You're gonna have to score 35.
Changes the game completely.
It does.
Mhm.
Like I have no doubts that Alabama. I keep wanting to call them Washington because they're playing Washington football again with the pass. Like I really do think they have an opportunity to put up 380 at any point, any given day. And if you add a rushing game into that, watch out.
You got any
What
more?
if Kane Womack lives in man coverage because he thinks
Cooked.
they can cover UGA?
Cooked.
Look at what happened to Tennessee.
Fried. And they'll say those are that's a freshman. Well, the other guy's Colton Hood. He's projected first round draft pick.
He's
Like,
one of the highest graded cornerbacks right now.
they're pretty damn good out there in Tennessee too, with regards to bump and run, man-to-man coverage. So I wouldn't do it.
All right,
I wouldn't do it.
Here's my follow-up.
Mhm.
What if Kane Womack lives in zone coverage because, one, he's afraid of what UGA's weapons can do, and they feel like they can stop the run with what they have?
Then you're going to have to lean on the run, I think. I think that goes back to that 250-yard range
Yeah.
for Gunnar Stockton in the passing department. And to get to 500 yards, you're going to have to run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So is it fair to say that if Kane Womack runs out here and you're running a lot of cover threes and a lot of cover fours, that it probably gives Bama a slight edge in that regard?
Well, cover three is a little bit different. That means there's one safety in the middle of the field. Explosive passes are still very much so available. If they're able to play too high all day, you're going to lose.
Really?
It's them saying you can't run the ball, you know? And if you're still not able to run the ball, you're not going to put up a lot of points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay? So I wouldn't say you're going to lose automatically. Maybe you win a rock fight, but you're going to have to win a rock fight.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went heavy viral, and Tennessee fans got onto Tim Banks for playing too much man to man. But reality is, they probably had to. They probably felt like they had to. They probably felt like they had to commit bodies to the box to stop the run. And if that's the case, you can't do the too high stuff. But if you can, that means you're stopping the run, and that means you're not going to give up a lot of points.
Mm-hmm. What if the right side of Georgia's offensive line struggles again?
Well, it doesn't mean death.
You learn that.
Yeah.
You learn that. It doesn't mean automatic death. It definitely means you're going to have to compensate.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to start chipping. You're going to have to start rolling out a lot more. You're going to have to start like full man, 5-man slides. Like, hey, back might have to get matched up with Quay Rousseau off the edge, and we got to play hot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we got to do certain things like that to avoid a catastrophe out there at right tackle if that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't necessarily a what if. It kind of is, but it's more of a hypothetical I want your answer to. If I give you only one singular stat, tell me who wins this game. Gunnar Stockton, 20 pass attempts.
Attempts or completions?
Attempts.
And
Georgia
Georgia
won.
must have ran for 270
Yeah, Georgia
yards.
won that football game.
Because, I mean, completions can be, well, he went 20 for 45. And
Correct.
Unless that means you're just crapping out and sputtering out on offense constantly.
Is
Yeah,
there
or that.
Is there an avenue
Or y'all
for that?
only took 55 offensive snaps.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No, that's not. Is there an avenue where you think that it's just like, hey, just run the ball today?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're gashing them, then yeah, run the ball.
I mean, I do think there is going to be some sputter and spits in the run game on Saturday for Georgia. There's going to be some feeling like you're running your head into the box, people bitching because Mike Bobo's running it up the middle again. And then the next time he runs it up the middle, it gashes for 25. That's what I mean, sputter and spit.
Mm-hmm. What if Georgia is a team to jump out to a lead in this game? I asked this because what I remember about these matchups early on is that if Georgia got out to a 2-score lead, Georgia fans got terrified. Yeah. They were so scared because they're like, oh, no. And this is partially due because I think Nick Saban and knowing, like, just of what we just talked about with Kirby Smart and that defensive staff, how they make adjustments on the fly. Nick Saban makes adjustments on the fly and did make adjustments on the fly. I mean, putting in the backup quarterback in multiple games and that helping them win a game. But do you think that Georgia fans get that similar feeling?
A groan because of mentioning the backup quarterback.
But yeah, I just because that's what I remember about these matchups like early on when it was like first introduced of Kirby versus Saban. It was like, oh, Georgia's got a 14-point lead. Oh God.
So you're absolutely right. That was a sentiment for a while. It happened in the Natty, happened in the SEC championship, happened in both SEC championships, happened in Tuscaloosa. It's happened more often than not. It hasn't happened in Athens though.
No,
there has not been a time where Georgia jumps on a Bama team very quickly and just gets up to a 2-score lead. Now, if you remember, there's not a lot of reason to remember that 2015 game. Alabama had like 3 straight fumbles. There was a ton of opportunities for Georgia to capitalize, and there was momentum, and they could never secure it. If Georgia gets up 2 scores in this game, I don't necessarily know that they're going to lose that lead because of 2 things. One, it's not Nick Saban at the helm. We've seen already this Alabama team is not as disciplined. They're not as mentally bulletproof. They're not as fiery that we've seen in the Nick Saban era. 2, I don't know if Kalen DeBoer is built to overcome that type of lead. Now, if it's 10 points or if it's 9, that's different. But if you get to like 17, 20, 14, maybe like anything more than 2 scores, I think Georgia has that game pretty well in hand.
I'm talking like 14-point lead going into halftime. Like that type of thing.
14-point lead going into halftime. Georgia fans are very confident and they feel good. I think there's still some kind of like, hey, we've seen this movie before.
And I think that's just gotta see it to believe it.
Got 2 more. What if you just can't get over this hump? I got asked this multiple times today.
If you can't, dude, I mean, it's just, you got to avoid them then. You got to win.
Yeah, you just hope you don't ever see them. But you play them next year at Alabama.
But also at the same point, you're going to get over it at some point.
Like you've proven that you can beat them. You have proven that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you got to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
What's your next
Y'all got
one?
any more?
What's your next one?
7:30 kick. Big time football game.
Oh my God, you're doing it.
Night.
You're doing it.
It's dark outside at night.
Oh,
it is. It's getting darker by the hour.
What if they black out? What if they come out in black jerseys?
You are going to have a split down the middle of, this is freaking awesome. Let's go. Kirby finally did it, and a bunch of, we're losing. They might as well pack it up, go home. Why did we even do this? This is the dumbest decision we've ever made in our entire lives.
Well, here's the thing, though. Let them come out in black jerseys and let Georgia make one big play. That will
bonkers.
That will be the most insane crowd you've
Decibel sound record broken.
Like, think of this. They come out in black jerseys and you get a 2017 Mississippi State flea flicker type play. You might cause an earthquake. So I don't think they do it. Obviously, they're not going to, but
what if Juan Gaston, in the midst of a blackout, gets in at fullback, scores a play action touchdown, an earthquake becomes a girthquake?
A girthquake.
You know? Come on now. Talk to me.
That's wild.
I heard they were going to put Juan Gaston at star this week.
Word up. I heard they're going to put him at punt return. You know?
Hey, Jordan Davis returned a touchdown. Why can't Juan Gaston?
He did, dude.
Tell me it can't be done.
Obviously, it can be. Defy the odds, Juan. Let's see it, baby.
Be the one.
I've seen those feet before in person. I know they're quick.
You know?
Show me.
We good?
Yeah.
I think we're good.
Hey, hope you guys enjoyed it tonight. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button on your way out. I love you. We'll see you tomorrow.